Hello and welcome to another episode of Don't Trust the Dungeon Master. My name is Alex K and I am one of those players. Thank you for tuning in to tonight's episode of Galewright Accord, Session 9.
Untitled Campaign number 9.
The last session of our single digits. Tonight is an unusual time slot, an unusual day for us playing. Fridays are normally reserved for United Strands, but unfortunately Batman is very sick, and so United Strands got canceled. And tomorrow for Galewright Accord, Slicky actually is going to be out of his home for a long period of time, and he's going to have to miss the session. And thus, we would have accidentally maybe missed both sessions, but everyone was able to kindly reschedule themselves for this very late evening spot for us to get some of our D&D addictions needed. Really me more than anyone else. I really needed this, and I'm so glad that everyone was able and willing to play for at least a couple hours tonight. So thank you all. Thank you, Box, for hosting. Thank you, Panda, Slicky, Mike, and Banana for being flexible. I appreciate it.
I had to reschedule the removal of my appendix.
What a trooper.
Wait, we're not playing tomorrow? I thought we were playing tomorrow, but later.
We're not playing tomorrow. Slicky will be
We're
out.
Playing today.
So
we're playing tomorrow? Got it. Cool,
today and tomorrow, double feature.
Okay.
No, I would be down for that, but I know that's not the case. So okay, so that covers that. So hopefully, Batman, I hope you feel better. And does anyone else have any other announcements they'd like to share?
I can't wait to see you guys tomorrow at 5:30.
Just want to say thank you, everyone, for flexing. Thanks, everybody, for flexing the schedule. I'm sorry it was a little bit of a late call out there. I was going to message actually today, but I told Laris yesterday, so this morning.
No worries, we love you.
All right, so that covers that. I think it's time for everyone to get their dice. Right, Box?
Right.
I have COVID, may I be excused?
No, of course not. Now, does anyone remember what it was last week?
I have an inflamed appendix, please.
It was High Roll Panda did it.
Alright.
He rolled a 19. Wait, you don't have to go. You can't go twice. Basically, is what you're saying?
No, everyone dice in the middle.
Oh.
Could be Panda again. We'll find out what the card has in store.
We're missing Mike's dice. I don't see.
I'm eating dinner, so if it's my name, y'all not gonna get a recap.
All right, well then put it in the middle. Let's see what your d20s.
I'm eating too.
All right, there you go. Everyone, get ready.
I'm ready.
All right, everyone, roll those dice.
Woo!
Come on. Oh, please don't.
It's gonna be middling. It's gonna be middling, and it's gonna be me again.
It's gonna be low.
Right.
It's gonna be low. I'm middle.
It's gonna be middle. It's gonna be me again.
Don't.
This week we have Laris. Oh,
I just said.
Oh, baby.
I love how you put.
Whoa! I didn't know that was. I don't see a Laris dice.
Oh my god.
I love how you put or high a third time, as if Laris wasn't going to be here.
Okay. I will give it a go here. Let's see.
It's Laris or high.
All right. Hold on. What time is it? Okay.
8:30.
And now.
I'm still here.
Now what?
He's timing you.
On the recap. Yeah. All right. So in the last session of Galewright Accord, we had finished our assault of the Temple of Light against Father Adams, and we had then moved into the antechamber behind Father Adams to secure anything that could be valuable to us, predominantly Father Adams' corpse/head. While poking around there, we saw symbols of tortured elements of Kuo-toa and their pain tolerance levels, and this kind of like macabre scientific research about how to basically try to fabricate a god. We also saw Father Adams' original corpse being pinned against the wall with this giant spike being jammed through it. After poking around, we then removed his corpse from the wall, and the magic that was keeping the rest of the temple alive, now that the god was gone and that battery of the corpse was still there, started making the temple fall to pieces. Nolan and Malachar tore the head off of his body, keeping it with us, and the rest of us fled. And we had an epic flee through the chambers out of the Temple of Light, where we then found ourselves positioned back in the Gladiator arena. with the temple still falling around us, this portion seemed a little bit more sturdy because there was 2 new columns of crystallized light encapsulating and freezing both Lilith and Carter in this room. And we were given a difficult choice by the Speaker of Light, that he could save one of these 2 people, and we had the decision. And so you might be asking, why was the Speaker given this option? Well, the Speaker of Light actually was no longer charmed by this Father Adams. I probably should have mentioned this now that Father Adams is dead. So the Speaker of Light, regretting his previous interactions with all the people he's killed and things like that, he had this kind of opportunity to redeem himself, and he could only save one of them, and we had to make the choice based off of proximity and where we were, and Caven being the closest. Caven was the one who actually had the decision, and he told Speaker of Light to free Carter, which was the same person that already was being tried to be saved by Arlani and Owen. Now, during this point in time, Lilith actually was encapsulated and her eyes were open, and we later found out that she was witnessing all this spectacle and the decision that we did make. We then fled the area. The Speaker of Light stayed behind to try to free Lilith, still feeling guilt from all of the crimes he's recently committed. The temple collapsed. The Speaker of Light somehow survived because out from the rubble came Lilith with her carrying Speaker of Light, but with a new wound in his abdomen. Regrouping, inquiring with some of our previous heroes' friends, being Sebastian and Terrence, we eventually made our way back into the town, where we then saw that the citizens in the town were on a witch hunt, looking for anyone that was related to the cult, seeking to get their vengeance on them, because their memories, now coming back too, of loved ones that were executed and taken away and murdered, basically, and they looking for a scapegoat to vent their frustration on. Our party, or some of our party, I should say, desperately tried to quell these unhappy feelings from people, but we failed to convince them. Even after a long dialogue, we could not convince them to stop what they're doing, and we watched them murder 15 more cultists, and not all the cultists were guilty. So false justice was endowed there. Meanwhile, Malachar was making his way with Stalus's, what was perceived by most of the party as his corpse, but was actually still alive. He brought Stalus's body to the Silverween Enclave, got a medical attention to keep him alive. Salus looks like he'll survive. And then Malachar made his way back to the center of town, looking for the rest of us. The party, while the rest of the party was dealing with the citizens, they eventually made their way back to the inn to find that the inn had a child who was still, or an elderly child, the son of the former innkeepers of Oasis. He still owned the place. We purchased new rooms. And then we went to our rooms. Malachar did have a slight interaction with Arlani and Owen, knowing where the inn that we were located at. And he himself had his own debate that lasted about 20 minutes with the citizens, trying to convince them. But unfortunately, even he could not convince the citizens to change their ways. And so in the end, all the party members made their way into the inn, to this like shanty portion of the inn where we had bunkered down for the evening. And we awoke in the morning. Caven found that the Speaker of Light, who was being cared by his father, Gundyr, was no longer breathing, and Gundyr was trying to give him chest compressions to keep him alive. Caven rushed off to Nolan to get a healing potion, which temporarily bought a little bit more time for Alistair. And then Nolan got Owen, and Nolan's conversation woke Arlani, and in the end, the 4 of us frantically were looking for a way to try to save him. Arlani darts off to go find Carter, hoping to find some kind of cure for this affliction, this cursed injury he has that's not healing and basically potentially causing his demise. Owen was going to do some kind of triage healing, attempting to dispel magic. Caven was watching on the side, and Nolan decided he was going to go catch Malachar, hoping maybe Malachar had some solution. With all these parties splitting off to different directions, Owen got a very weird ending as he's about to do his dispel. Alistair grabs him by the collar and says, you don't understand, she's not human, she's a demon. And then Alistair breathed his last, and at this moment Alistair has fallen to the ground with his father, Gundyr, grabbing his son, clutching the lament and mourning building inside his chest. This is where we are now, inside the inn, the shanty portion. It's early morning, probably a little cold, but I'll let the DM take it from here. Box, take it.
It's late evening. It's hot as hell, sweltering. It is early morning, as he stated. The sun of the desert is beginning to rise and replacing the cold temperature, a dry heat. But for the time being, we're going to remove ourselves from that scene and enter the back of the inn, the establishment, the Oasis, which our party members stayed at a a series of rooms that are behind it in the back of it. Pushing open the rear entrance, Arlani, you're looking for someone. You've ran off to the last known location that you were given.
Yes. She was looking for Carter in hopes, but knowing that there's not much time, she was told by Gundyr that Carter was last seen headed to the inn. So that's where she's going, hoping that maybe she can catch him.
As you enter the establishment, it does seem to be pretty populated. Oddly enough, seems as though a large group of people have just been liberated of their home and are now looking to stay at these establishments. Though looking through the crowded main area, you don't notice Carter. You just notice the bartender really kind of hobbling himself from one table to the next, trying to make sure people are okay.
She'll just, if she doesn't see him, she'll go right up to the barkeep as quickly as she can, right? Even if it needs to be a jog, but not a sprint, because she'll probably knock tables over.
Yeah, he's currently like pulling drinks off of like a plate he has, and the guy at the table's like, if it was a problem, we could have come up and get him. And he goes, now you tell me. Thanks. But I'm already.
So innkeeper, please, can I have a moment of your time? Have you seen a man about the one that came with us that was unconscious yesterday? His name is Carter. He's human, brown hair. He has a beard. Has you seen him around? Has he come inside here? Hurry, please.
He stopped in and ordered some drink and kept going.
So he left?
Yeah, he went out the front.
Thank you. And she will dart back up the front and just like scan the courtyard, hoping that maybe she could somehow catch him.
There are people walking amongst the open area, though you do notice something different from the first time you've came to this town is the civilians have weapons at their hips now. Some even carrying it openly. Looking through the crowds, no one seems to be walking alone. Eventually, though, you're able to peer through these gatherings of people, and down at the docks where Kenny was executed, you can see Carter. He has one hand in the water at the moment.
She'll make her way over to him as quickly as she can.
You approach him. He seems to have several vials out beside him.
Carter, I've been looking for you. There's not much time. The Speaker of Light, he's dying. There's some sort of curse or something that afflicted him. I was hoping that maybe you could help. He's not as bad as he seemed. He was charmed.
I imagine, like, you started talking to him before you reached him.
Yeah,
like,
on her approach.
Like,
maybe
you
within,
notice
like,
as you get close,
feet.
he kind of, like, hits the top of the water to make it, like, ripple. Before he picks up his stuff and he stands.
Yes, Speaker, he did look worse for wear when I left. I didn't know if we were holding him for questioning or not.
I think Owen would be, but I would like to save him. He was probably charmed like everyone else. You don't know this, but we tried to free you, and he helped us in the end. So he's proven that he's innocent, but he's probably going to die if we don't hurry. I know this might be asking a lot, but I would really appreciate it if you could at least try.
How many days do we have? We drank the water 5 days ago.
I don't think that the water is actually cursed.
But if it is, and I help the Speaker here,
then
that
don't
means
kill
two
me.
people.
That is fine.
You've already been cured.
When?
I met up with you in that alleyway.
And then you attacked the dwarf, and then you had nothing left. You used one on yourself that morning, and the ray you shot out, I think, was the...
Then I can only do it today and then the next 2 days. 6 people. You...
That is fine.
Haven.
I will sacrifice it, please. I will take the risk.
Lily. Owen. Nolan. Malik.
Carter, please, there's not much time. And she comes up and she, like, grabs his wrist.
Your life isn't worth his and my own.
I don't know what else I can do to show you what my intent is, though.
I understand your intention. I know you're an empathetic person. If I had to choose between saving you or saving him, I would choose you.
But if you're not going to stand for the innocent, then who will you stand for?
Come on here. Standing for the people I care about. At least those who are willing to help me. I understand. On the off chance that the water we drank is going to kill us in these coming days, you would really rather die.
Of course I don't want to die. There's a lot to lose if I die. I can't die, but I'm calculating. I'm trying to make the right decision, the risk, and Alistar is going to die, and I might not. This is why I'm okay with this decision. The risk seems very low to me, even though the stakes are against me.
All right, lead the way.
Thank you. She'll hug him, actually, and then dart off. It's like a 1 second hug, and then dart off, and then go back to the side inn area where where he should be familiar with.
Malachard. You are awoken by the soothing low tones of an old knight, a withered veteran. Nolan, you've reached his room.
Malachard.
What can I assist you today?
So sorry to wake you. There seems to be a disturbance over in Alistair's quarters. If you'd like to take a look.
And what would that be?
Oh, he's just dying.
Oh, just a mere convenience.
They're looking for some sort of cure, healer, divine magic, all of that. Might be too late though. Would you like
If you
to hurry?
don't mind me asking, Nolan,
Yes.
why do you sound so... What would that word be? Nonchalant?
Nonchalant. Well, about what? I mean, there's nothing really to be scared about here, or it's just a part of life. So maybe you can intervene, but it's not really my purpose to intervene with death here.
Malachard will get up and dash over to
Ash.
Alice's room.
Very good. Fate
All
sort
right.
of thing then.
So,
I look around his room a little bit.
seems pretty clean, as if he didn't use any of the amenities of it. He retired to it and then left it.
Anything out of the ordinary?
Malachar, do you keep it? Would anything be out of the ordinary in your room?
As you look upon the room, it looks as if nothing's been touched besides the sheet. Like, not even the sheets themselves have been moved or whatever. It's just it has been like rustled. You see the markings of Malachard laying on them. But other than that, nothing in the room has been touched. Nothing has been changed. It looks as if no one's even there, besides Malachard's backpack, which is sitting next to the probably the bedstead, just sitting there.
With my hands behind my back, I'll just do a quick nod and I'll start walking semi-quickly back to
Owen, we return to you. The message delivered. The speaker, Alistair, dies.
I
His
did
body,
try.
his hand loosens from your wrist and falls down.
I did try to pour cure wounds into him, so I feel the heat from the magic for a moment, and then it cooled, and it doesn't seem to penetrate the skin. And I look and I release my hands and I look up and I go, he's gone. I check to see if I can find a pulse.
Gripping onto his wrist, none seems to be there. And Goodmere, he was sitting down beside you. He just kind of like reaches up and like grips his face. You can see he like tugs against his forehead and like drags his nails down a bit. I should have.
I'm sorry you have to go through this. You have my condolences. We did all we could.
Gaven, from the doorway, Owen has just announced that the man you gave a healing potion to try and save has died. You didn't notice Owen do anything abnormal. In fact, you noticed that the Alistair had grabbed onto Owen.
I do kind of glance over at Caven, just a sort of like worried glance. I hope I look like I didn't try to make this happen.
Gaven, you're fairly aware that Owen didn't do anything to kill Alistair.
Murder.
Seeing him pass, Caven not really, after he sees the hand go limp, he's kind of just staring at the floor. And to think I'd wish this upon you, but now that I don't, you still paid.
Owen immediately tries to get to his feet. How is Gundyr taking the news?
He seems to be sobbing into his hands, though he's trying to kind of compose himself and not appear too broken by it.
I think the show of emotion makes Owen uncomfortable, and he takes a step forward and a step back, and he goes, "Again, you have my condolences." And he's going to immediately make for the door to like pretty much escape this situation.
Alright.
And then as he passes Caven, he kind of whispers like, "See what you can do for them."
As Malakard, you come hustling down this or up the walkway. You notice Owen exiting the room with a more somber expression, and you reach Caven, who's in the doorway.
You're too late. His fate's been wrought.
Malakard's AFK.
Oh, he is.
He got BRB.
Okay, no problem.
No.
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 Okay, so these...
But I would imagine that Gundyr's expression was kind of like one of those ones where like he kind of like has his hand over his eyes. He's just like trying to hide it, right? But you can like see the shoulders bouncing up and down, right? Something like that.
A shivering mess, sniveling, reduced to a sniveling child of his former self. Malakard.
Oh, yeah, as you arrived, Owen glances at you and he says, "You're too late. His fate's already been decided."
Owen, please. You're getting in the way here. I would make my way. I would make my way, and then I will like to roll a medicine check to see is there any chance of him being alive or anything?
Roll me a medicine.
Alright!
Get her on in there.
I'm gonna crack my back. Not
Nat
dying.
20.
Woo!
Nat 20.
It's a total of 26.
Not bad.
Checking his vitals, his wrists, his neck, listening for any breath, any heartbeat. He seems to lack all. He seems to have passed rather recently.
He would also see the injury, right? He would get that information as well.
And looking at the place that was injured, you never saw it, but pulling back his like blanket, his covering a bit, you'd see that the injury on his stomach has. God, I can't say has. It doesn't. It seems to be festering almost. It seems worse for wear. Luckily, he's dead, so he's probably not suffering it now. Unless his eternal soul has been scarred.
Don't eat. Box.
Is the father still there?
Yeah, he's currently reached out and is kind of like pulling the hair out of his face, out of the face of Alistair, and he's just kind of trying to think of what he's going to do.
Do ya know? The fate. Like Owen says, is decided here. But my question to you is, do you know anybody who can bring him back here?
I know only a few who are capable of such things. And of those few, I have not seen any in years.
I extend out my hand and I place it on Alistair's forehead. I am sorry for your condolence. What has happened here? But the best I can do for you is 10 days. I will cast Gentle Repose, making the body not decay for the next 10 days.
I didn't even know that was spelling.
A simmering magic glows over his form for a while, and the wound in his stomach area ceased to grow at any significant rate.
He is still very much dead, but you have provided the father a means of transporting the body without it becoming a hideous husk of its former self. Thank you, lad. It's more than I could ask.
At this point, Arlani, leading Carter, you approach the room where you see Owen kind of shambling through the courtyard of this area, looking set.
Is he in the
somber.
hallway still, or maybe Owen's moved off to a different area?
Well, I wasn't in a great hurry.
So you're actually in the hallway still, okay.
Yeah, I'd probably be in the hallway.
And so Caven, and Owen, and Nolan are all in the hallway, basically lounging or lingering.
Yes, they seem to be loitering.
We're lounging. We're just,
That's the word I was looking for, loitering, honestly.
Okay.
Sorry.
They're
Hanging about without purpose. Like bastards.
Kata, over here. He would be this room.
As soon as I see Alani, there's a grimace on my face, and I flag her down.
Excuse me, Owen, I have to. Kata, here. He's right.
Alani, it's too late.
What?
He's gone. The speaker of light is dead.
No.
I know. You tried.
Malakar, please tell me it's not so.
Malakard's inside, I think.
Yeah, she's
You'd
looking.
have to run inside.
She's like made her way slightly past you, and she's like looking into the room. Right. I imagine you're like talking behind her, like 10 feet away, as she's looking into the room.
As Owen says that, and you try to press past him, you feel a hand on your back, and a magic glows up your form. You don't know what the spell was, but looking back, it was Carter who cast it.
I know what it is. Yeah, I know what it is.
Yeah.
Owen kind of looks over.
No, it's not that. I won't ruin the. I mean, we know what it is. We should know what it is. It's obvious. Oh my gosh.
Carter?
Oh.
I don't think you're going to be needed in this room anymore.
That's what I gathered.
Malakar, is it true? She'll come in and like lay down, not lay down, like fold on her knees in front of her and like lay on her heels, right? Or sit on her heels.
Unfortunately, the fate of him has been sealed.
How much more sad? So many innocents have died here. When's it going to be enough?
We're done anyways.
Not to be rude to you, Alane, there is a war going on. More carnage will be. Well, this is only the beginning.
Be right back. I can still hear you though.
It's just not fair. Why does it have to be this way? So all innocent.
He's moved on. He's been counted. He doesn't have to live in this world anymore. Do you remember that dwarf, Arlani?
There are many dwarves, Nolan.
What? Who was maimed? And I look over at Carter. Horribly.
It was an accident.
Oh. He's moved on as well. He doesn't need to be in this world anymore. He's gone.
Sometimes death is not a release, but makes a curse. Not everywhere is a beautiful haven for you. There are jails and prisons that are far worse when you die.
No, there's nothing. There's nothing. Darkness. It's a much better place than here.
I think Alice would rather be gone than as a puppet for what he once was.
Think about his memories. Think about what he'll remember now that our good friend, and I hold up the skull, Father Adams, is no longer in charge.
Excuse me, I can't be here. And she just gets up and just makes her way out of the inn.
She is too frail. She is going to run into many troubles along the way.
She is but passionate for life.
Nolan, let me inform you now.
What?
Physical strength isn't the only measure.
Physical?
Someone who can hold that kind of optimism in our line of work is far from weak or frail. And he's gonna pat Owen on the shoulder, and Owen, a magic goes up you, and he heads back to the bar.
Whoa.
Optimism.
So, when he casts the spell, is it for everyone to see?
Yeah, he doesn't hide it.
May I
think I was
to see what kind of spell this is?
Yep.
Alright.
See, I kind of wish Caven wasn't like a dip for magic. Like,
You can
doesn't
still make
understand any of it.
You can still make a check. Your character could have seen
Aha!
things. You from your heritage, right? You've been exposed to stuff. It is possible that you could know some things.
In what direction did Arlani leave?
Let Mike go real quick.
I rolled a 10.
That's your overall?
Yes. It's a 50-50. Either I know or I don't. If it's something that,
It's not a harmful effect.
It's a 3rd level spell.
Is it a 3rd level spell?
It is a 3rd level spell. It's from the 3rd ring of magic. It's quite the pull on the weave to do. You didn't notice that. But as for its effect, it's a little difficult to tell.
Maybe it's something the cleric could learn. Maybe it's something that
Let's take
can
a peek.
remove something.
Yeah, maybe it's something that could remove something that a cleric could learn. Or a wizard. Or a warlock. Or a paladin, really. Basically anyone besides a sorcerer. Fuck sorcerers. Or druids.
I don't think I have it either. Yeah.
I'd be surprised if they don't have it. Really?
I don't
Yep.
think I have it. I
They
don't have
don't.
Did they add it in Tasha's maybe for you?
it. Maybe they did. I know I got some stuff in Tasha's I didn't take today, so I'm not gonna retcon that. But
It's
that's
not.
fine.
It wasn't added in Tasha's.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just not a druid spell. They're not the
Dang,
curse
that's,
boys.
That's odd. That's really odd. You think they would have it?
No, fuck 'em.
No, I think we're more like naturey stuff, more stuff of the world.
Well, so Arlani, Arlani.
Is she heading to her room or is she heading towards the end?
She. So this is like a side of the stable, right? And she like.
Yeah, it's like there's a courtyard, there's a stable, the crappy rooms, and then at the other at the bottom of the U is like the inn.
Right. So you
And
guys.
then outwards is towards like just out of town.
You are technically like right here on the map theoretically. So what you would know is that she went south. It's the way she went.
South, damn, like right out of town. Oh,
Well,
sorry.
I'm not using her token. I'm just saying she went. So you just know she went this direction. She went somewhere south initially. Whether she stops there or whatever, that's the way she went.
Okay.
All right. So what are the rest of you doing? The father he seems to be trying to wrap up Alistair in some way. Like he takes one sheet, ties it over one end, one over the other end. I mean, yeah, I imagine Nolan's probably really good when it comes to preparing a corpse or anything. It just seems like something Nolan.
Yeah. No, I'm really
Malachite
good
should
at
be good as well with his grave domain, right? No? Look at him just being quiet there.
Owen is gonna go to the inn and grab 2 of something that is easily, like you can travel with, like a burrito or like a sandwich.
What?
Bread.
He's hungry.
You grabbing bread?
I'm grabbing some breakfasty that I can walk and hold at the
See,
same
here's
time.
here's the terrible part. You're asking the innkeeper to cook it for you. Who
Oh yeah, in that case, I'm just grabbing 2 loaves of
Yeah.
bread.
I'm sure he's a fantastic cook.
No,
all
yeah,
right?
no, I don't trust that. I'm just grabbing 2 things of bread, two
Is that edible?
small rolls of bread.
Just to describe the scene for Owen as he enters the inn with his I wonder what I'll get today. Perhaps a burrito, something easy to make, quick on the go.
Something one of my chefs would have
rather
whipped up
still,
in a moment.
but the first plate you pass has burnt eggs on it. You're like, oh yeah. And then the next table, the bread is charred, and you can see a guy go to take a bite, and it all just crumbles and flakes. He's like, ugh.
Oh, is the bread made in-house? I thought you brought these in from a bakery somewhere.
I'm supposed to spend money on this.
Tell me where there's a bakery around here or something.
I'm
Someone
sure
would-
a stall nearby will have something.
Okay, I'm gonna head out in the direction Arlani went.
As I'm helping to prepare the corpse, I will
Yeah.
chat with Gundyr. I will definitely ask him a question. I'll say, did you remember everything your son did.
I can remember what happened. Though looking back, the fog that clouds my memories, as if a tint of joy covers it all, and I hate it.
Are you proud of him?
No, but I'm not angry at him either.
It is a great gift you could be there with him when he died. I will help
just
as
wish
best.
I was stronger.
Oh, you're very strong.
No, when I went to the temple, I had gone there like you. I was going to kill Father Adams for taking my son. But I succumbed.
You are a human.
My family's legacy, brought to heel by that.
I'm sure that he enjoyed having you there, knowing before he went. A little bit of joy in his life.
I could never ask him
Oh,
if he regretted being merciful.
just leave that question unanswered. It's probably for the best.
He could have stopped.
Oh,
He was able to beat him. But he spared his life.
I'll tell you this. He did choose to save life in the end. Which is saying a lot.
I just hope others can remember him for the deeds he did before, and not for what he was made to be.
He will be remembered. He'll be missed, as you can see. Some of our party.
Closer to your mic, please.
What?
Sorry, it's doing that
Some
drop off.
of well, like I said, he will be remembered. Some of our party members here, as you could see, had developed quite a fondness even in his most darkest hours. I'll just prepare him. Are you going to travel him, or would you like a funeral here? What is your plan?
I intend to take him home. Away from here. Far from here.
Where's your home again?
Up in Helgebal. Near Duramar. Damara, I mean.
I wish I had something to give you, but
Can you spell that for me, DM?
Nope.
no.
Okay, could you just repeat it for me
I think he
one
was
time?
just having a small seizure as he tried to figure it out. That
Helgebal. And
Gel-
Damara.
Galewright.
Helgebal.
Helgebal.
And
Damara.
Damara.
Damra.
Why?
Demura.
I travel. I sent a boy north, but that's far north than I've ever been. Well, like I said, hopefully the journey will be swift and plentiful, and you'll have your closure, good friend. Glad we could meet.
Thank you.
No problem. And I'll help him for the remainder.
After a good sum of time, you've prepared the course.
Me and Malachard are the only ones in the hallway, correct? Sorry.
Yes, unless there's anything else you'd like to do.
Yeah, so Caven would probably just have his arms wrapped, kind of like hosted up against the wall, kind of looking down. He kind of just look over to Malachard and be like, "Is this all it is? Is smoke and mirrors? What do you think? What are your fates, your death?"
Malachard looks perplexed by the statement.
Kevin, you... I, I tell you, you're a good, strong uh, warrior, but are you looking to fight me?
No, I didn't mean that as in a negative remark. I'm just curious. I've seen death, but I've never pondered what's after such a thing. Hearing Nolan and Alani talk about it just brings an interesting question to what's after all this. I just, as a man of fate, I didn't know maybe fates had told you what's after the limelight of your eyes closing, I suppose.
The lines of fate truly lies upon what you've done. For Malakad would tell you, if you've done evil, if you've brought sadness, I don't think there would be a afterlife for those type of people here. But people who have done good, people who strive to bring goodness to the world, that even the faith man yourself, Malaka, truly doesn't know. But I believe that people that do good will they will get what they truly wished for. Maybe not mind control, more of a dream of greatness that never ends. Do you understand, Kevin, or do I need to reword in different way?
Caven kind of just smirks. No, I understand.
And the evil part of this, not if you've killed a cat or dog by accident, more of balance. Not really intent, more of balance. Scales on one side of good and one side of bad. If you live your life doing all the bad stuff and no good, the scales will be tipped. But if you do good, a little bit of bad, but mostly good, the good side would prevail.
I guess we do all have a little light and dark in us. But I guess in the end, I'm not really too scared of what will happen after. It's more just, I don't plan on seeing it until my goals are obtained. I guess I can wait a little bit longer until I figure out the true end.
The tarot cards I use, you realize that even the death card is good. It is a ending for a new beginning. It is the cycle ending. For even when a tree dies and burns, its seeds within the tree are spread to allow new beginnings, new growths into more trees, more forest.
Caven kind of just looks down after that. He looks over down at his hip where his kind of satchel is. That's where you guys have, if you guys have seen me pull out the little leather sack of mine, he would look in that direction and kind of just nod his head.
if you don't mind me asking, no prying is. You can tell what you want, or I've like known you for about less than a day or two. What's with the satchel?
Caven will kind of rustle up. He's kind of unsure whether he wants to show it yet. He realizes he's probably already done it just as a ritualistic type thing anyways, always looking at it, so he'll pull it out into his hand. Like, I'd love to show you. I'd rather just tell you. This here belongs to my brother, my past. It's not an object, it's not a thing, it's actually him. It's his ashes. I'd hoped maybe there was some way or something I could find, bring him back. But before I do so, I feel that my goal must be accomplished. From the place I came from, the world that I believe I would live in, this man stays alive. There'd be no point in him returning in the first place. And then I'd slowly just put the thing back in my satchel.
So you're telling me, Kevin, you're on the path of revenge?
Some call it revenge. Some call it eye for an eye. I call it square, even justice. Something that needs to be done. Something that my whole goal in life has been set for. Ever since I was younger, I was never treated normal like my other brothers. Even my brother that I hold dear here was someone appreciated. And if you're wondering, I did not harm to him. It was just bad circumstances is all. But yes, you know what? Revenge is the word. It will happen. It will happen. Maybe not today. Maybe not tomorrow. It'll happen.
You have to realize, Kevin. The saying is, an eye for an eye will make the whole world blind. I can tell you that a tiefling like me and you have a lot more in common than they expect, or that they we have a lot more in common than I thought so. You it is quite a tricky subject here to tell you, but to live your whole life seeking revenge, the pure anger in somebody, as I've seen you rage in the anger, it will not lead you to think things correctly. That vengeance, you might be satisfied now, but you will be no different from the villagers out there killing all the occultists. I hope you know. I don't know if you know the true meaning or the reason why this person had killed your brother. But hopefully, instead of just swing, you maybe get a word with this person. I tried with the father, but the god, but he unfortunately was too gone.
This man is not a normal. As you said, eye for an eye, the world goes blind. Though this man's fire burns so bright that I think he could blind the world less than his ambition. What would you say of him, or ideals of a man that tried killing his son? Would you be willing to talk? And you can see Caven's kind of he's not mad at Malachar, but he's getting a little more amped up conversation.
The sun is in. He points upwards. Is that what you were saying? A man that is the ambitions to kill the sun or a son?
Son is in me. The man I'm speaking of is my father.
Do you know the purpose of him killing your brother? Did he give you a reason? Or did he wake up one morning and say, I don't want any of you anymore?
That's the thing, he didn't kill my brother. He tried to kill me. And his vessel is what's sitting on my hip as we speak.
So your brother protected you? Or...
Figure years ago. Dark Figure came out, just in the local courtyard, just practicing. I left it swings, proper balance, odds and ends like that. Cloaked figure came up behind me. My first initial instinct was not to swing. This strike had intent. This cloaked figure, as it swung its sword down, almost trying to sever my head from my shoulders, I instinctually attacked back. I don't more as of this time, but all I know is when you meet this man, if you ever do, maybe you'll grow so big this you will see why is the This man does not care whether you are a slave, a newt, an infant, a child. Equality is no worth in anyone himself.
You need to keep in mind, Kevin, I am not calling you a liar or a cheat or whatever words that might come to your head. But there are always two sides of every story. And it is our goal in life to figure out both of those sides. Your intent, my intent, Nolan's, Owen's, Alane can all be different, but we can still all work together.
I realize that now. First, I thought I might be able to do everything on my own. Fighting a being like God Adams, realizing the power of something which I'll have to deal with in the future. Staying together is the only way I can accomplish my others is the... I think you're right. I think people's These could be just as big as mine, and maybe best to stay. And he'll kind of walk off, kind of put his hand on my shoulder. As much as this talk has brought back boiled blood, I guess I kind of needed to get out.
Okay, is it me or is it me or he keeps cutting in and out when he speaks?
He does keep.
Is it?
Out. Yeah, you are.
Is it better now?
Yeah.
So Caven will put his shoulder on Malachard's shoulder and just say, I, as much as I'm boiled up from the conversation, but I do appreciate you asking that question. I feel like it was boiling inside me a little too much. And, I think it's best we save this for another day. And maybe regroup and figure out if we can finally complete this goal of ours.
That is very good point. I actually let me go check out Nolan and make sure he doesn't ruin the burial. And I swear if he takes his bones, I just realized we left the dead person with the person. Give me a second.
Kane will smirk and just let him go and start walking downstairs in the inn.
Nolan!
Poking your head in, Nolan seems to be respectfully helping this elderly knight wrap up his son in a means to carry him to a possible cart.
Oh, Malachard. Before it slips my mind, there's so much that happened today. This morning, actually. Let me see. I reach into my pack and I pull out the silver wing signet that I pulled off of Razzle Dazzle's corpse.
The old Razzle Dazzle.
Razzle Dazzle.
And I will say, this seemed important and a relic from an old friend of yours. You might want to deliver it to him. I hope he's alright. Is he, recovering?
I have not checked on to Stalos, but he would take the gift with both hands,
Yes.
clasping my hand between yours. Thank you, Nolan.
Absolutely. It seems like something he would want. Be a friend that we left behind, you know?
Trust me when I say I really hoped one of our friends was left behind.
I don't suppose you're referring to me?
Nolan, me and you might have butt heads, and your racism against my kind might bring burning flames from the hell that we are all born from. But you are least of my worries in the group here.
Well, good to hear.
Actually, scratch that. With this help, you did not do any extractions, did you?
Extractions, exactly. Oh, you're referring to if I've harvested any of this individual's bones. I look towards the father. No, of course not. What? Come down. Respect for the dead here.
He's been nothing but courteous.
I truly believe that Nolan would be like this. I am just making sure his desires don't get out of...
As I've been preparing the body, I've of course been measuring and doing my calculations. Yes, every hand I would, sort of do some measurements in my mind, and of course, is it matching any perimeters I might have been aware of any type of...
Are you still looking for an arm for Goodman?
The multiple things. Arms, legs, supplies.
He's just looking for the best of the best.
Looking for...
The cream.
Trim of the crop.
a possible skeleton that reminds me of somebody that I might have lost, anything that looks familiar, something that kind of jumps out, like, hey, that's
The
the
figure
one.
is abnormally tall.
Ah,
I've always described him as a
yeah,
towering but
I know.
lanky
That's why I
figure.
wasn't too interested, It's just something, just doing my due diligence is, somebody who piques an interest. But otherwise than that, I've been quite
Thanks to his
respectful.
calculations, does he have a
Yeah.
percentage of how too tall he is?
Like I've noted all of the
You're like 28.8% too
imperfections.
tall.
Yes, imperfections noted, but not going to point them out.
Of course
Nothing.
not. Yes.
No, they're going to be respectful here, and go through with the ceremonial excavation of the speaker, and
Oh,
and we are going to load him onto a cart.
did you say
And
Yes,
excavation?
you did.
yes.
Like you're
Nolan.
like you're putting
Listen, none of
him into a
this is
jar.
here right now. I'm just like,
No, I get it.
Nolan,
It's
if
fine.
you
I just
don't
wonder.
mind me asking, do you know where Owen and Alani went?
oh, the love couple.
The love couple?
What?
Yeah. So they can't keep their eyes off each other. I've noticed
Oh,
we're going to matchmake ourselves, Malakard. Make it a personal thing of ours to make sure they stay together.
I could rearrange the lovers card for my tarot deck for them if that is.
Anything that you could do to keep the fates in a line on that one. You don't want to mess up anything.
Microphone.
But the microphone, yes, my microphone is there. Can you hear?
Loud and clear.
Nolan, are you okay?
No, I think I hit my head a little bit too hard fighting this god. But I got his head here. See,
Yes.
I won.
I really hope that Orlani and Owen are they're probably in the bar drinking and
No,
laughing.
she ran away. You remember? I said something along the lines of, death is inevitable in darkness, and didn't want to listen to it, so she ran away from her problems, like she always does.
And the Owen is
What?
running after her
Yeah,
because
of
he
course. Now
loves
you
her?
get it. Now you get it. Now help me load this body onto a cart. Would you?
Man, I wonder what they might be doing right now.
Insert Family Guy flash forward.
Right. So, anyways, Arlani, where did you run off to? Anywhere in particular? Anything that would have stopped you? How far were you going?
It's not far. But do you want me to say it? The potential affect metagaming, or do you want to go to other people first? It's your choice.
Well, Owen's looking for you after he gets his food.
Well, I didn't even get food.
Yes, we'll get to that. But Owen's gonna be looking for you. Canonically, you ran away first. Where did you go?
It's not. Okay. I'll just announce it then. She went to the stables where the horse was killed. And then she would. I would imagine the stables is not terribly occupied right now.
Well, I see. You're probably imagining a tiny bit wrong. There does seem to be a large group of people looking to leave this coming morning. And horses are in short supply in late steam. You can see there's a lot of negotiations happening between groups of people and the stable master.
Perfect. So she would try to stealth past that then.
Alright.
Sneak inside the stable to the stall where the horse was killed.
You can find the unmanned cart. But the horse not there.
Which of course makes sense. But that stall, is it empty?
Yes, currently. There's just the cart in it that hasn't been moved yet.
She'll go into that stall and just, like, sit in a corner.
Fantastic. Owen. Outside, it's not as bustling as the first day you arrived, but there are some stalls open where people are selling goods, food being one of them, water.
Okay, Owen is walking along, grumbling to himself about how horrible that service at that inn is, and how it makes sense that they were kicked out of the franchise of the unnamed inn. He is going to find a stall selling maybe bread or something. Something not burnt, something easy to carry. He's gonna buy
plenty of unburnt food.
He's gonna buy two of something hand sized to carry, biting into one. And he's gonna go out into the courtyard, the main courtyard, and kind of look around to see if he can find Arlani. And imagine there's nothing to see here.
She appears to be missing Owen.
Halfway through his bread, he's gonna walk towards the area where we met the mob last night, or yesterday, where she was pelted with fruit. No Arlani here.
No Arlani there, though there are these this pile of smoldering corpses, unrecognizable now. Really could be anyone, I suppose.
Well, only citizen dust this time. Where the hell did you go? And I'm going to walk back towards the inn and just I really hope there's chairs along the outside, but if there isn't, I'm going to find the least dirtiest place in front of the front door and just kind of slide down the wall until I'm sitting and eating my breakfast, finishing off the bread roll in one hand while the other one just kind of goes cold.
Sounds depressed. What do you do, so?
He kind of wishes he had something to drink right now, but no.
You could always head inside the inn.
Nope.
And grab a drink, scum.
Ooh.
He might burn it.
Yeah.
Burn the drink.
Leave it to a peasant like you to suffer. Regardless. Eventually, time passes, Arlani doesn't return. Gundyr grabs he walks out with his son holding him basically in a cradled position. And he
is anyone else walking out with him? Or just him?
No, he's walking out of the room now. He looks at you.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm not even there. I'm at the very front of the inn.
I'm going to be going. Thank you again. Safe travels. Hope if we meet again, it's under better circumstances.
He'll bow his head and begin to head away from the group. You're left in the back there. What do the three of you want to do?
I will, so it's, who's in there? It's just me, Malachard, and,
the Ursine man.
Ursine man. Okay. I will go up to Gabe.
You can see
Ahead.
Again, Nolan. The structures. What do you mean you hit your head?
No, I nod my head.
Oh.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, I'm nodding. Yes, giving you the finger guns and all that. But I'll go up to you, and then I'll say, fight.
I lost that part. Sorry.
Fight the fight the other day.
It was quite the battle. I can't imagine the ones that will be ahead. Could we possibly fight something more stronger than that? I mean, I know of one, but there must be something out there. That was quite taxing on me.
It's exhilarating. But well, we're going to have to fight as a team, I believe. I think the closer we are together, the more opportunities we have for success. Apparently.
Glad we're on the same page. This is a good group of people. I was just talking to Malakot about such things. I realized you can't do everything yourself in this world. Not after a fight like that.
Everybody must put our purposes to work here. Yours being quite. Speaking of which, did you get a chance to inspect that amulet I gave you?
Honestly, I haven't really thought about it, but
Apparently, it was given to me by our good friend Sebastian and his pet cat Terrence. I don't know if you had the privilege of meeting him. It's quite a beautiful specimen of a cat.
No, not by face or name. No, that's news to me.
Well,
very kind of him.
Yes, he's a good friend of mine. We met in the hellhole of.
Did you inspect the cat as well?
No. Now, he did talk to me, and he said that he's going to meet with us later this afternoon. Something of the sort of a treasure hunt. Something of the sort. It was exhilarating.
He didn't specify exactly what. Just a vague term like that. Treasure hunt.
No, it was. Listen, I was working off of fumes, as we all were, so it was more of like, hey, hold on to that thought, and come back and tell me more. But he is going to meet with us if you would fancy being there with me.
Absolutely. I think we just have to clean up the rest of the situation, and I think that sounds like a sound plan.
I was just thinking of things like you're talking about power and all that. One of those pieces of power you might hold in your pack there with that amulet. We just need to get it inspected and understand what exactly it does. Said something about making you...
I'll pull it out of my backpack and kind of just hold it. Where would you take it?
I do recall some sort of, I don't know, mages of some sort. Have you met any mages here?
Not other than the ones in our party, but we could see if one of them know more. But
maybe they know somebody here that could help us out. But other than that, things like this might help us in our journeys. You know, I'm not too keen on them, but I've heard of them. Magical items, power.
Now, Malakar, did you come down?
Are you?
Okay. He's there.
Yeah. So so I would hold it up and be like, "Do you happen to know anything about this?" And I'll show him the Onyx amulet.
I look over at the Onyx amulet. Mr. Box, do I know anything? Is it religious? Is it magical?
Well,
Is it made by Maybelline?
It doesn't appear to be a religious item, though it does seem to carry magics. And as far as its creator, you don't think it was Maybelline.
It's worthless.
Because they're not worth it.
Sorry to say, Kevin, I have no clue here. I don't have the magic to identify.
You're a resident of this parts, right? You're with the Silver Wing. You've been around the town. Is there any group of mages that help us out, or some sort of college of study?
In the time like this, I don't think their services would be cheap.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe it's best we find it in another town. Maybe back on the way.
All right. Well, just throwing that
I
out.
guess we're all in the same boat with this damn thing, and I'll just put it back into my pocket.
Yeah, maybe Sebastian will tell us something further. I know he explained something about it letting you hide in the night a little bit better or something, but everything, all the
Really?
words were just sort of, molding into one, and the cat was there, just distracting me.
I
The
knew it.
damn cat taking all my attention.
It's so damn cute.
And what else? Oh, he did mention something about assassins, and he did point out to me some elven person there, maybe some sort of I don't know.
Wait, we're hunting us.
Well, no, an eccentric. What do you call it? Someone who might have been a little bit happier without us interfering with God Adams. Loyalists and
We'll
whatnot.
deal with that when it comes, I suppose. Where'd the other two go?
I don't know. Like I said, with Malakard, Arlani didn't want to hear me, so she left. And then, of course, her admirer, Owen, followed.
Kevin, do you know
What?
that Owen
What?
loves Orlani?
Well, I've kind of put two and two together.
Caven's eyebrows kind of just swing up a little bit, like, huh?
Well, I'm just saying, those.
He even gets a message in his head.
Hmm.
Yes,
I guess it's
Nola is pretty crazy.
I just kind of look at Nolan with like one eye. I guess it's a love-hate relationship. And then,
Opposites attract. What would you like me to say? Come on.
that's two sides of a very different coin, I suppose. But if it works, it works. And then,
Nolan,
yeah, well,
Nolan.
it's
I'll prove it to you. Okay?
Nolan,
Tonight,
Nolan,
at dinner.
look, look at me, Nolan. Look at me.
Caven just instinctually looks at him too because he's so demanding.
Look at him.
I do not love you. I am putting it down here before we get any closer.
Why would you say such things? I love you.
Do you gentlemen have something to tell me?
Wait, hold on. Where's
We
this?
are like,
You know, maybe it's best we put this off for another time. Let's regroup. Every time someone separates, something goes wrong. I prepare to make this as quick as possible. Yes.
Hold on. We're putting all our hands in
Oh,
together
here we
and
go.
saying we're not loving each other. Is this what's going on? I mean, we can make an accord right now. All of us. Put our hands in. Don't love any of you.
It depends on the term of love, Nolan. There's many terms of love. I mean, for a man of death, I'm surprised you have so
Well.
much cheerful love around you.
Well, it
as Kevin
follows.
talks about death, we pan the camera over to Arlani, who is alone again. The next thing she's gonna kill.
Listen, we're not the DM here.
Listen,
Every
I am just waiting for you guys to say that you leave the hallway and go anywhere else instead of having this conversation in the middle of the hall.
Well,
Every
what-
horse in the
what we-
stable's
we-
dead.
We flash forward, and there was a massive fire at the stables, and, and tens
Three
of
horses
people are
running.
dead.
3 horses lit on fire running out.
All right, well. Anyways, let's leave, okay? But after that last fight, I'm feeling much more agile, much more ability. I feel like I've grown.
I could still use another. Yeah, but I could still use another night's sleep, to be honest with you. But
I feel like if we were to
Best
put a
to go.
numeric value to how much time that it could be hit, I'd say I've gained at least 8 more of that health point numeric
Well,
value.
yes, I feel as though my power level is rising.
Kevin could just shake his head and push open the door and head out of the inn with Malakart and Nolan probably behind me. I would assume. Is that what you guys are following?
Heading into the inn from this hallway that you guys have all been in, this area with all the rooms. At one of the tables alone, you can see a hooded figure. They seem to be a drow elf, and they look as though they're waiting for someone, and that they've been here perhaps for some time. So no one would know that other than Nolan.
Yes. Oh, there. Good friend, Gabe. Oh, let's sit down and speak with them. But we're missing some of our individuals. Malakard, could you find the two lovebirds and bring them back?
I'll look at Malakot, knowing that he's put message in my head. Could you do the?
Yeah.
King will point at his head.
I point over at Kevin. You can reply to this message.
Caven's just like shaking his head.
Is that how you respond?
You
That's how you
ask for him to give you a message, and then you don't give a response.
That's so perfect.
I was asking if he could do that to the others, like to find the others.
Oh no, he did it to you. He thought you were
Yeah,
asking for a
it
message.
looked like
That's where I
you're
got
like,
confused.
I want to tell you something without Nolan knowing. What do you want? And then he's like, oh yeah, what do you want to tell me?
Not me, dipshit, is exactly what Caven would say.
Oh man.
Then
Fuck.
use your words to say, have me find them!
All right. In the meantime, as you guys approach the hooded individual out at the stables, Arlani, things aren't right. Things aren't good. This world is putting itself through so much avoidable strife. And as you're sitting there thinking about this, you see a heeled shoe step into your view as you're looking down.
She'll look up.
Before you stands Lilith. She looks at the cart for a moment, then down at you.
It's clear that she was crying. Her eyes are red. And she actually has Mallory's staff. And she's kind of been like playing with it in her hand, right? Hi.
Who amongst you has the skull?
I'm sorry, I didn't catch that. Who has the what?
The father's head.
Nolan.
Malakar, shut up. You're a million miles away.
I saw it, yeah.
I will walk 5,000.
She crouches down for a moment. Are you suffering?
Nothing's right. I'm sorry. I don't think that means anything to you now. Why is it so hard? Why does it feel like no one cares?
They don't.
That can't be true.
You will suffer alone until your dying breath. And then even then, when life is stripping from you and you hope that there's some release in the coming abyss, you only find more pain.
Why would they create this then? Why have this at all if that's all there is? That can't be right.
Because the gods are cruel. And that's why my request was to murder one.
What happened to you? Can you really think that is the best thing that you could do?
She stands up again before looking around to make sure no one's in nearby, and then she turns away. It's the only thing I want to do. And she's gonna start to walk away from you.
Lilith,
She doesn't slow down.
Lilith, I'm sorry.
She doesn't even look back.
I'll wait if you... I'll wait. Maybe you'll forgive me.
Pushing through a crowd of people off in the distance, she disappears behind them.
Good riddance.
That is for show.
It's not right. It can't be right. No, we just exist to suffer. Say yon sad cruel, say.
Then damn the gods.
She'll just fold herself back into her knees and probably weep some more, basically.
Alright, Owen. As you're eating the bread, or as you finished eating the first piece and the other piece you sort of begun to juggle between your two hands, someone slumps against the wall and sits beside you.
Now where the... Oh. Who is it?
Looking over, you see Carter.
Oh. You already had breakfast, but... If you ate here, you probably need something that won't give you food poisoning, and I pass over the bread.
He just kind of holds up his hand to stop you. No. I've never been one for being picky.
Oh.
I lost Olani.
You were looking for her too?
Oh. Briefly.
Well, eventually there'll be a cry and someone will be dead or dying, and that's where we'll find her.
Damn.
And then we'll have
You
to
know,
save whatever... Yes?
it wasn't her that did it. It was me.
Oh, I know. She wanted...
I was the one both attacked and the one who killed the other person involved.
No, I know. If she was attacked, she would probably apologize for blunting whatever knife was used to stab her.
I was like,
It's a weird love.
That's so?
Yeah.
And I imagine you would be the type to insult the quality of the blade used to stab you.
Well, only the
What's
best.
this? Stabbed by a weapon not gilded in gold?
There's almost like a smirk to his face, and he goes, well, at least one of us has to have standards. But it's you can tell it's in jest.
Man, we really are dysfunctional.
Yeah. That's
Sure.
true.
Given what we faced when we got there, I suppose I couldn't have done it alone. I suppose that if I were alone, I'd be in a tombstone made out of crystallized light.
I think if any one of us would have walked away, none of us would have come back. And that fight with Father Adams took everything just to stay alive.
What I'm saying, in the best way that I can manage it, is that I'm glad you were here. And if the coming trials are this difficult, despite some of the hardships of working with certain members of your group, our group, I would be willing to accompany you.
A slow smile starts to creep across Owen's face. And he goes, is that your way of saying you want to be part of this ragtag party?
It's my way of saying I appreciate what we've done.
So
And, well,
no promises.
I hate to point it out, but without me, most of you would be dead to a curse in the next coming days anyways.
So that's what that was. Thank you. Have you done anyone else yet?
Myself. That's it so far. If I've done my math correctly, I should be able to do the rest of us just in time. As long as it doesn't kill you at the sunrise of the final day.
Did you save one for Lilith?
I considered her.
I don't think she wants to be part of this party like you do.
Well, I do. I can't speak for her in that regard, but I can imagine that she wants to live. So, at some point she'll need to work with me.
I suggest you hold back if possible.
Well, the last day is her and Nolan.
Oh, that must be... Actually, that won't be a hard decision for you if you have to choose one, will it?
I don't have to choose. I can do both.
Oh. Very well. Thank you.
Carter's coming around to Nolan after all. Only took a couple corpses later.
It seems like this adventure is close to ending. I'm glad we all got what we needed and what we wanted, for the most part.
I do worry that the most difficult leg of it is coming up.
Oh, way to poison the well, Carter.
I'm just saying, Baldric wasn't the most sensible of individuals.
Boulder Gun is half mad. He probably won't remember what we promised anyways. My father always called him the bluntest utensil in the kitchen drawer.
Well, even a hammer can still hurt someone.
Well, yes, I suppose you're right. No one has made that obvious with his mace.
Regardless, I imagine we'll have to wait for Arlani to reveal herself. In the meantime, I haven't seen the others leave the inn. We could meet them inside.
Yeah, you're right. Help me up.
Alright. He'll stand himself up and then reach out to you.
Yeah. They could really do some benches out here.
Alright.
Honestly, this place has many different facets it could improve on.
Returning into the inn with Carter, who he doesn't have a reply for your spoiled wines, unfortunately. I'm sorry.
That's fine.
Arlani, there was something you would like to change?
Yes, and it still fits. Maybe a couple minutes, with like a minute and a half after like her kind of like falling back into herself, a thought dawns into her, and she immediately gets up and sprints after in the direction that Lilith was going, basically like desperately looking for her. Lilith, are you? I have something to ask you. Are you still here? Lilith, please.
Pushing through, not even pushing through, that doesn't seem Arlani style. Weaving around the crowds of people here who are looking to buy a horse and getting outraged when they're told, like, next horse won't be around 3 days. And they're like, 3 days? Oh, blah, blah, oh, fuck you. You fucking god. You blimey goat fucking bastard. You know, just furious at this stable master. You push through to the street she would have went down, and though it's short and there doesn't seem to be much to dip into, she's not there.
Lilith, she'll keep calling out, and then like making her way northward, basically, hoping that she went that direction.
pushing through the streets. There is at one point a woman like turns back to you. Yeah, yes, but it's not your Lilith.
Sorry, no. Have you seen a woman, black hair, a black dress? She's very tall. Did she come through here maybe within the last minute? Please?
I haven't seen anyone fit in that description, dear.
Okay, thank you.
Most people, the town squares where they congregate. I can't imagine many people walk around without passing through it once.
Thank you. I will check. And she'll make her way towards the town square. She'll have to pass by the inn to do such, but she'll go towards the town square.
All right. Inside the inn, Nolan, Malachard, and Caven. Have you taken a seat with Sebastian?
Yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, if we know he's there,
Yep.
it'd be rude to not. So.
I was rudely told to go find someone, so
It's okay. I
Malachard
think
will be-
we're just about to walk in.
Yeah, I'm about to walk out.
We'll run into each other.
Alright, bumping into each other in the door, literally almost. Malachard, you push it open a few moments before they would push it inward towards you.
Hey, Malachard, looking for some actual food?
Is that what you call Arlani? I know Nolan
What?
was talking about you two. Do you know where Arlani might be?
Of course he does.
Probably out pouting somewhere. Why? He's Owen is holding the extra piece of food, like the extra bread roll, like behind himself, so like no one sees it.
The others are looking for everybody to come together. I guess if you don't know where Alani might be, I can
She'll
go
be.
look.
I'm sure she'll be with us shortly.
Well, Malachard still continues making his way outside.
Okay.
Go pass by.
All right. So, in the meantime, Owen, Nolan, Carter, and Caven, you sit at the table with Sebastian, who, as you sit down, kind of becomes elated with your presence. I'm glad you made it. I was a tiny bit worried I might have been early. You did tell me not to come early, to sleep in, because you were tired, right?
Yes, we are recuperating, but feeling energized and ready for your presentation.
Of course,
Presentation. No.
presentation.
Yes, we're sharing.
This is
Everybody.
the famous cat I've heard so much about.
Oh,
Don't
where
look at
is he?
Nolan.
Terrence? Terrence?
I had become worried that they would not like an animal in the establishment, even in one of Terrence's disposition.
Well, that's disappointing, but understandable, of course. Please, we are missing one individual, though. If you could just hold on.
No, she'll find her way.
All right.
Caven's just kind of turned towards Malachar real quick. Did you end up finding them? And kind of
No, he's not here. He left.
Oh, that's right. He kept walking. Okay.
He kept walking
We went
out.
out to find them.
Well, now we have two. It seems that we're missing.
Well, let's give it about 5 minutes or so, and then, sure, they'll be here.
Okay, I suppose it will be no issue, though I have to set up a presentation. I wasn't expecting that.
No,
I wasn't
listen,
expecting a presentation either.
okay.
No, it's fine. I can. He kind of
Alright.
claps his hands together and then casts an illusion, and you see what looks to be like a silhouette of him doing like a hands on the hip kind of pose.
Oh.
Perfect.
I can
Yeah.
manage something. It's might take a little bit.
You
Yeah.
are full of surprises, Sebastian. You
If that's what it
are.
takes to entice you into my endeavors.
Well, I am enthralled.
Great. But
All right.
I suppose I don't mind waiting. Fine. In the meantime, would you like any drinks?
Oh, tea would be great, actually, if you have any of that.
Yes, Barkeep, could we get some tea? Christ, more tea.
And something a little bit more powerful.
Like 80% pouring ale, but it's been 90% brewing tea, and fuck it.
Fucking.
Tea on the way.
Very good.
Meanwhile, Arlani, out on the streets, as you're heading back towards the main square, you're suddenly stopped by someone kind of putting their hand against the wall in front of your path. You're the devil cunt from the other night.
I'm sorry. And she just
From
pulls her hood up
behind him,
and tries to turn and move away before even answering all the way, right?
as you turn to move away, you feel your shoulder grabbed. Would you like to resist this?
She's probably not in the mindset to properly resist. No. So she'll just be turned towards him, I guess, right?
Yeah. We weren't done talking, devil.
I'm sorry. I'm looking for someone right now. Please just let me go. I don't want any trouble.
We're looking for you.
I'm sorry.
Is this that cult sympathizer? That's right. He's the one that almost blew off Tony's foot.
You guys cut your vengeance, please. It's not related to me now. I'm sorry for wasting your time and getting in your way. Please.
Malachar.
Mm-hmm.
As you're strolling around looking for Arlani, you see these two larger gentlemen. One kind of leaned over with his hand on the wall, and under his arm, you can see Arlani, who's in a very pleading kind of motion. Her hands are low and in a submissive sort of stance.
She does look like she does not want to be there. Totally from body posture.
Body temperature.
Yeah, not temperature. Body posture. Body language, that's another way to phrase it. Oh, he's looking at what magic he can do. How do I deal with this?
Show him one of your cards.
Yeah! Oh, you drew the death card. Right in the face.
Yeah. Malachard wouldn't. He'd walk up. He would have his hand on his hip, right, ready for. Yeah, he would walk up. His shield would automatically be in his right arm, as he's just walking up towards these two gentlemen. Do we have a problem here?
So yes, as you approach from behind and say that, he's mid-conversation where he's like, "Now, Devil Cunt, I don't think we've had our revenge yet. I think we..." And then you ask that, and he turns around and goes, "Where there's one devil, there's fucking two. What do you want?" And he kind of grips his hip. You can see he's got a short sword in hand.
You do need to keep in mind, we are the ones that had killed the god himself, or proclaimed god. A mere human like you would be child's play. Don't make us.
The only people who can confirm you done it has been your own group.
Do you want to see the head of the father?
That shriveled up thing you were parading around the other day? Why don't you run along?
Why don't you mind your business here? She wants to leave. She's coming with me.
I would like
Would
to.
you like to
leave.
roll a little intimidation? Huh? Little intimidation there?
Just a little intimidation.
Just a little bit?
Just a little one.
Little itty bitty intimidation.
A little itty bitty. 17.
Pretty good.
That's pretty good.
With the -1, you know,
But
your
not
boy,
good
your boy
enough.
Hazy here.
Wait a minute. Remember that old cunt that made the big guy fight that little elf where he gouged his eyes out? This one's friends with him. I saw him sitting together at the competition. Yeah,
Yes.
so what?
Noland is the person you're talking about?
Whether they did it or not, fight with me, but probably too annoying to be worth it. Whatever. Your kind burn in hell when you die anyway.
God damn.
It's okay. I know my future. Unlike yours, most likely will be resting 6 feet deep pretty soon.
He lowers his arm from the wall, and he goes to walk by Arlani, giving her a very intentional, like, big bump with his shoulder and
check.
forearm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright. So technically there would be like an attack at her, right? You know.
There's no damage that can come from it.
Fuck you!
No, she wouldn't want to kill a citizen.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Shut up.
The two of them are walking by. Arlani,
Most
what
of the
are you
people
doing?
in your party wouldn't,
Care.
guilt you for it.
Yeah. And one of them would be like, yes.
I truly didn't believe this village had a whole bunch of meatheads. Only muscle, little brain.
Alucard, have you seen Lilith?
Who?
Lilith, she was just here. I have to ask her. I had to ask her what I can do to fix it. But she's already gone. She was just here.
Fix what? What?
To make her happy. To repair.
Oh God! Why you do this to me? I point my finger north. I point my finger south. I point my finger east. I point my finger west. I want to cast a message. I'm pretty sure that's a lot, right? Is it message or is it sending?
It's message. Sending would be you don't need a point. You just cast it. Yeah, it's a 3rd level spell, which you don't have.
Yes.
All right.
Whisper message. So yeah, I don't need line of sight. So
What's its range?
120.
120 feet.
100.
And
What is the message you're sending out?
Lilith, this is Malakad. We are trying to contact. Please answer.
In the 4 directions you point, you get no reply.
I mean, it is stopped from like a foot of stone, which I imagine would be like everywhere.
Listen here, Pat. Shut up. Okay. So a smile will creep upon Malakad's face, and then it would slowly like turn back to normal. You know that I can talk to people, right?
Did you find her? Did you find her?
She had told me that she wanted to be alone right now.
Can you tell her that I just want to know what I can do to fix it? I'll do whatever it takes.
I will then do it again, casting in all directions, knowing I won't get anything. And then look over at Arlani and just shake my head. She Lilith has gone best further than my spell here. But she says she wanted to be alone right now.
Hmm. Hmm.
Some weird noises. Like, is that you, God? This is come on.
I don't know. I'm just waiting to wonder if Laris would like to incite that, and I'm just curious.
She's
No.
she's
All
not.
right. And that statement is taken at face value and held as truth.
I think she's too disarrayed to really be suspecting anything from her own party members like that. She's too enraptured in her own line of thought and how to resolve the problem. She finally found a cure, like a solution, and now she can't do it. So she's just disappointed. She's not suspecting Malakard's lying to her at all.
All right. Now comes the point. Do you return with Malakard? Is him telling you that she would rather be alone enough?
Yeah, she just like stares down at the ground and would be crying, but she probably has nothing left to cry, basically, right?
This is when the Malakard would walk over to your side. He would put his arm over, looking down over it to you. Listen, Arlani, you have to keep in mind that this is no more than life. People come and people go. It is the time that they are here. The changes, the importance, things that they have done here before they go to the afterlife is what is important. If everyone couldn't die, then people would be like dried out raisins and sitting out in the sun. It's all wrinkly and really disgusting, but you get my point. It would be like what? Nolan's fantasy. Wouldn't it be to see all those people and bones and right?
She like kind of like half looks up at you, and she just pulls her hood over her head and then just stares at the ground.
I thought it was quite fun. As I would lead Alani back to the inn.
She'll follow, but with him guiding her, basically.
Yeah, it would be more of like his hand on your shoulder, just like turning you the way, and then like walking forward.
Yeah, it doesn't look like she's paying attention where she's going, right? She's just still looking at the ground, but you can maneuver her.
As this is happening, I want to look over my shoulder and start looking around for those meatheads. Where are they going?
They just kind of headed down the road away from the inn, and they just kind of took a turn down another road. They just seem to be walking around.
Okay, so they're not heading into like a direction. They're
not following you. They just seem to be strolling. And you do notice like they had their weapons on their hips and ready. This kind of seems to be what the new guard might be.
Okay. All right. As I will make my way back. If Arlani doesn't say anything, Malakard had said his piece, said his giggle, and there was a wife. He thought it was funny.
Hey, I'm playing the character.
It's fine.
Okay.
Eventually, you two enter the inn where you see your group sitting at a table with a hooded drow. There's been a set of tea placed in front of them, though, they seem to be 2 cups short for the 2 of you. But hey, you weren't there.
I'll pat the seat next to me when I see Malakard and Alani.
There's how many chairs are open? Is there enough for
I'm
everyone?
sure we got some chairs for you guys. We left some open seating.
Yes, there's enough. It's quite a large table.
The food is inedible.
Alani will sit down, whichever spot's available. She just picks the closest chair, right? So whoever that would be next to, and then she puts Mallory's staff on top of the table.
All right. Yeah, Sebastian kind of like looks at it for a moment and like holds his chin, but then looks at everyone and goes, "All right. So is there anyone else I could expect?"
Nope. Present away.
I raise an eyebrow at the staff.
Caven just wants to look over at Malachart real quick and just say, I'm glad you found them. I apologize about the dip comment earlier. I just get a little nervous when Alani's alone. No offense, Alani.
It doesn't look
It
like
is okay, Kevin. I might be.
Laughing. He's not gonna take it serious.
Dang, I just lost that like 3 seconds. I must have slight disconnected. Mike was in mid motion and just stopped, and everyone was frozen. I missed the joke, didn't I? Oh,
You missed the joke.
dang it! Even the
It
viewers
was
are
the
gonna miss
best
it.
joke too. God damn.
Sorry, Mike.
Unlucky.
Computer.
I thought.
What did he say?
Never repeat it.
Never. It's gonna
It
be a
is okay,
mystery.
Kevin. I can be the deep. You
No.
can be the shit.
Oh my god. Okay, I didn't miss anything. All right, move on.
Oh god, it's horrible.
Arlani, even though you dress her, she just is staring like at the staff. But it's like 1,000-yard stare. It's like she's just staring like through the table basically, and not moving really.
Imagine we're each giving her like worried looks, right? Every once in a while.
Cursory glances.
Cursory glances.
Box, where would you put Arlani? Is that next to? Am I like? Where would you have us seated? As far as like, where if she took the close seat, who would she be next to?
I imagine that her and Malachar will probably be on the edge of the table, like the furthest out seats.
Okay.
I
So it's
don't
a
know.
booth?
Are you guys treating Sebastian like a fucking plague and like not sitting next to him while you were already here?
No.
I for some reason thought like a round table.
All right. Well, everyone who's close to Sebastian, roll me a con save. He has the plague. No. Anyway. Round table. Maybe I don't know.
It doesn't really matter
Is
too
it a
much.
booth? Is it a table? What is it?
It's a table with chairs, but it's a long table.
Oh,
A
okay.
long rectangle.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So,
As I was telling Nolan, I was before getting captured, I suppose, in the mental effects of the light religion. I was an archaeologist. I would dive into old ruins, temples, in search of something great. One of the corpses of the old races. The prime races.
I have a big smile on my face.
I was wondering if I could perhaps procure your services. Your group is clearly strong, capable, and willing to do things that others might consider suicidal. We'll say. I can pay. I get commissions from my guild, and artifacts we find that aren't historically relevant could be sent your way. I know it seems like such an oddity when it comes to jobs. Archaeology isn't that dusting off bones and preserving history, right? Yeah, it is. I'd say about 50-50. But there is the other 50%, which is delving into the unknowns, the deep catacombs and abyss, the annals of history that no one has seen for thousands of years. And as he's saying this, he makes his minor illusion of himself do like a little jump over like a fall pit with a crocodile in it and swing on a vine.
Indiana Jones type shit.
It's gonna be Pitfall.
Yeah. his little minor illusion is playing Pitfall.
Oh, that's so good.
Well, I suppose that would be the thick and thin of it. Of course, we could
work out contracts later if that's more your style. I imagine you'd probably want to be paid on commission rather than getting a percentage of the fines, considering how many temples are duds.
Yes, Dutch. A little taste of what my good friend here and his absent cat has for us is this here amulet. And I point over to Caven. Show him all, won't you?
Yes,
I've been wondering more about this, and I'll hand it out like leaning over the table.
If you could please forgive an old man who forgot everything that you said yesterday, what is this? And is there more in store?
Well, have you attuned to it?
To it? What?
This
Have
item.
you
it's,
bonded to it yet?
Yes, this magical essence needs to connect with one's soul in order to be used, so that no one could just grab it and use its powerful effect.
Oh, well, I slept with Adam's head, so I didn't have it on me, I don't believe. Caven, did you happen to attune to it?
Not that I know of. I didn't know if maybe it would be best for one of you. Not
Well,
me.
could you explain again what it does before anybody attunes to it, as you say?
Well, you see, it is an oddity. The gem in the center, it is not black. Though you can see it clearly is, you would say. You'd say, Sebastian, are you blind? Colorblind?
Oh,
Perhaps you simply have misunderstood. No. It is shadow within. And when you use this gem, you can release the shadows within. It would fill this entire inn, he motions his hands outwards. And everyone would be blinded, regardless of how good their eyes may be. And he points to his own eyes. Being a drow, he has quite the good dark vision. He can see quite far. But the wearer, their eyes will see as clear as day.
So it's like casting darkness, but the wearer also gets advantages on it?
Yeah, it's like casting darkness, but the wearer doesn't have any effect from the darkness. It can see normally.
It's a pretty good item.
How has your time in heaven affected your endeavors?
Well, I suppose the most pressing thing would be they probably assumed I died. Though that all that will take to fix is a message to my guild.
But all of the leads you have had are, for the most part, probably ransacked already, no?
Oh God, no! I pay good money for my leads.
I see.
These are so far out off the beaten path that no normal person would ever come. I was actually on my way out here to speak with this the former Father Adams about such things, considering his affiliation with unearthing things that should be gone.
What leads did you have here in this city?
It was Father Adams.
He pulls out a map, and it's of your continent. At least it looks to be. There's a lot missing from it, and there's certain areas that are just blacked out, and it becomes very apparent. Oh, who gone?
Slicky?
Slicky.
What happened?
It becomes
He's still
very
here.
apparent.
He's still
that-
here. Only his camera went black.
This is some sort of tunnel system, and you can assume immediately it's the Underdark.
The Underdark.
And he points to where you would be, and he's like, "Yeah, there is
Yeah, up here.
a cavern in the Underdark. That one that my people have not even used. As far as
This
I'm
is what
aware."
This is what you were here to find. And
Yeah.
before you were captured, as you said.
Right. Yes, I was made aware that his people had dug deeper and breached into our cavern.
Well,
I
then
was curious as to what they had found.
they did find is probably not there anymore. It's a long way to go for nothing.
Well, It could not be. Though what I was told, at least what I can remember, was that they found a group of Kuator there.
Is this rumor common knowledge? Or how much did I have to pay for this information?
I was told nothing, but it comes to turn out I had to pay with my freedom.
Hefty price. Hefty price.
Nice.
Is this offer you're giving us time sensitive? Must we say yes today?
I suppose not. I will be traveling soon. I need to get back to my guild hall.
Where can we find your good hall if we were to decide that this was the path for us?
None other than the city of Selgant. You know, the capital in this war effort.
Yes. Familiar with it.
What was the name of that city?
Selgant.
Okay, that's quite a trip away for him.
Yep. It was a good tip he heard.
I'll be heading to Westgate, procuring a boat, and traveling to the capital. But, once I'm there, if you would like to send mail to let me know, I'll be there, I imagine, for some time. A few weeks, minimum. These ventures normally take a lot of planning. I have to pre-purchase carts and travel there. I don't want to spend big dollars. I'm not going to own a horse and take care of it. So, you know, for rental to specific locations, that can be a lot of supplies have to come, several kegs of water, lots of days of ration. Normally I go like a party of 10 people, 6 if they're comp. And he smiles at you guys.
He's implying we're competent.
As this whole conversation is going on, I'm looking over at Arlani. What is her demeanor? Is she interested or is she not interested? Is she still?
She just appears to be like
depressed,
out of it. It doesn't look like she's picking any of this up. It's just like she's just either inner monologuing or just numb to the world of the moment.
Well, good friend Sebastian. Of course, we'll keep an accord. Right now, we are tied down with some things that we must patch up. But I'm sure most of us will be interested later on. I will send mail, as you say, if we are to strike into the heart of your Underdark.
If you just put Sebastian the archaeologist, it'll find its way to my guild.
Correct. Sebastian / Terrence, of course. We'll include that on there.
I think that might cause some...
What?
I don't know if there's a Terrence in the guild, but...
No, your cat!
I know, but no one else knows that.
Oh,
anyway.
Nobody knows Terrence!
And no one seems nearly as infatuated with him as you.
Oh,
there's the cat.
Okay, alright, well...
With the sudden, like, a large enunciations coming from Nolan, Arlani actually looks up and looks very confused at Nolan's sudden out-of-character personality.
Out of character?
He's filled with personality. What's wrong with you?
Wow. Alright. Listen, we have things to do. Sebastian, great performance. Excellent. What? No, it's a bone cat. He has a bone cat. It's made of bones. Only bones. No flesh. It's quite amazing.
Where is it?
It's just outside on top of the inn. I kept it out there because I was concerned they wouldn't want it inside.
Come on.
Some people find it ghastly.
Come on. I grab Arlani and you must see it.
It's gonna be horrifying to you.
Take her outside.
taking her outside and following his instruction, you take a few steps away from the building before turning around and looking up, and sitting on one of the window's edges of the inn, you can see a skeletal cat with this sort of green essence flowing through it, keeping it together.
Is it cute?
I
Of
mean,
course it's cute.
it's either as morbid as your perception of it is, or as cute as your perception of it
Well,
is.
so the ghastly green energy that glows off of it can take a shape. It could look like...
It does seem to bear what would be the meat of a cat, but it's just this sort of translucent green magic.
What does it sound like when it purrs?
You haven't heard it purr.
Oh, God
short
damn
hair,
it.
long hair.
Hairless, obviously.
I mean, but what was the
hard to
silhouette of the
tell
energy
hair.
looking like?
I
a
imagine it's
wavy
pretty
cat.
difficult.
A wavy, kind of almost as if made of fire, flickering cat.
I'm thinking it'd be probably semi-cute then if you're looking at it from that perspective.
Quite
If you're a
fascinating.
cat, if you like cats.
Terrence,
If you have a heart, you
Its
mean.
head slowly turns to you.
come.
This is not what I was expecting, but it is oddly adorable.
It does not move from its perch when you call it. It seems to be following a previous order that supersedes your calling of it.
No problem, Terrence. Be ever watchful. Isn't it marvelous?
And inside, Owen is like, "Thank you for your presentation. You might want to go get your cat before he steals it. If it's made of bones."
It will return to me if ever taken. Though, like I said, keep it in mind. I understand you are busy. I don't imagine that you came here and killed the father without purpose. I don't think that's something people do on their leisure.
You would be right. Once we are done with our business, perhaps we can visit your offer.
As a sign of perhaps good faith in future businesses, I happen to, given that I sleep a bit less than he motions his finger around the room, I procured one of the last remaining horses and a carriage. I could ride you all to Westgate if that's the direction you're heading.
It is, I believe.
We are headed to Tazir, so that would be Westgate would be along the way.
Would be along the way.
So I'm trying to clap to get the cat down. Do I hear him say all this or anything like that?
That would be
No,
in the
that
way. I think we would like to accept your kind offer. What do you all
Well, I
think?
guess it kind of depends. So, like, we are here, right? If
Mhm.
we go to the road and then we go up, we would go right to Westgate, and we need to get to Tazir actually. So
Yeah.
yeah. But if we went this way, then we have to go to Tazir to Westgate. So I think the road goes that way though.
But I think the road is faster. We could probably get there and then
Travel from west.
yeah, because it would take 2 days from here, and I'm pretty sure it would take a day to Westgate and then a day to Tazir.
It's 3 days travel from Tazir on the lake. So I mean that's like a day right there. And then I mean even if fast, I mean it's gonna be the same time.
Yeah.
Might be more enjoyable than being on a wagon though, that's for sure.
Oh yeah, Caven's
Well-
all for it.
Yeah, Owen doesn't want to walk.
Yeah, Caven's
Well, it's
all
up to
set. He's still exhausted.
up to you guys inside. You're the ones who have the proposition.
Yep.
So you could take the carriage here and then like up this point of the road and then get off here and then travel this way.
Good. That would save a little
Yeah,
bit.
but
of time.
that's I don't know. I feel like that's still the same.
We get a carriage. We get a rest for a bit. I think
Yeah.
it's worth it. But I'm not there. Make your decision.
No, you're there.
I
aren't you?
I
Oh,
said
no, you're
thank-
outside.
yeah, I said
Outside.
thank you for your offer. What do you think? And I did ask Malacard and Caven.
As I'm trying to coax the skeletal cat down from the roof, I will lean over and say, "What's bothering you, Arlani? What's the problem?"
nothing's going the way it should. And I feel
I
that
didn't mean to upset you back there. I want to apologize if I said something.
you're trying to do good. I can sense it. I'm not angry at you.
What are you angry about?
Myself, I suppose, would be what it is. The world, just everything, the gods, the toil, these people, and nothing is. There's a conflict of what I think should be happening and what makes sense, and no one seems to agree. And they are happy to live this way, and I don't understand how.
I disagree. I agree with you. I know what you mean. Come. I have something for you. Follow me. And I will, follow me.
I'll wave a little bit at the cat and I'll follow Nolan.
We're gonna head over to the stable. Right.
Huh?
So I'm gonna head over to the stable. And when I get to the stable, I go to our wagon.
Do we still have a wagon?
The wagon is there.
Oh yeah, one of the. Okay, fair enough.
We gotta start a new beginning, Arlani. I'll tell you. You know, this is where it all started, right? Where things went wrong.
Things did start going really wrong here, but they've been going wrong for even before then. But I understand. Yes.
Well, I'll say, well, things aren't always what they seem, and I will wave over to the forest line there. Is there any sort of trees around or anything like that?
No, you're in a pretty barren desert.
Pretty barren desert? Okay, then as the barren desert happens, then what will happen is, around the corner of the stable, a horse will come up as I'm going to cast Find Steed.
Isn't Find Steed like a multi-minute cast?
I'll be casting it as we're doing it, as we're walking.
Okay.
10 minutes. Stand there for a while.
I'll be casting it while we're walking or whatnot. I mean, come on now, I'll just be talking. Or maybe I'll just say, if it's 10 minutes, I'll just say, well, hold on for a second.
Okay, everyone's gonna go, where did Nolan or Lonnie go when they leave the...
And basically what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna find Steed, and I'm going to have the horse that looks exactly like the one that we had from Kenny walk around.
Summon a celestial steed.
I don't know. Can I?
Yeah.
You gotta choose, right? You gotta choose Faith, Celestial, or Fate when you summon it, I think.
And since he's choosing it to look like Kenny's, I'm assuming he's choosing Celestial then.
Yes, you look like Kenny.
It does.
Does my character think it's the same horse?
I mean, that's up to you. And there's a lot of conclusions you could come to.
Did you bring it back?
No, we just starting over. Would you like to name him?
It's not mine. Is
this yours?
What would you want to name it?
It's yours. Name him.
I'm not so good with names. I don't know.
Just think about it for a little bit. For now, we'll just bring the card around for the folks.
Actually, I know what I would want to name it.
Okay.
Kevin Jr.
It might be inappropriate, but I think that it would be I think it would be memorable. Actually, it depends. Is it male or female?
It's celestial. It's asexual until you name it.
What would
as soon as you give it a name, you hear a pop.
And Alistair.
A wonderful name.
Pop.
Pop.
No, it has junk.
Well, now he'll be with you for a little while longer, huh? So, let him continue to help us here. Hook him up to the cart, would you?
I mean, I guess I can try. I'm not very familiar with this, but we've been away from the group for like 10 minutes. They're probably going to think that
Don't worry. They're over there, treasure boggled and all that. They're not interested in skeletal cats at all. But us, we understand, don't we? One another.
Nolan, I don't know if you've gotten this, but I recognize that you must have had a very tragic past too, and I know that there's good in you as well. Maybe others might not see it initially, but I think it's there. So I appreciate it. This right here was very precious. Thank you.
No problem. And you're right. I've had my trials. You'll have yours. Everybody has the trials. Maybe these are them right now. But we gotta get out of it, okay? So, Alistair here is going to help us carry the load.
Okay. Meanwhile, we're talking to Sebastian about getting his horse, and we're gonna have her.
I think 2 horses is good.
Is Slicky here?
Yep.
Okay. Well, would you
And
want...
so Caven would just say, I don't know about the rest of you, but the horse sounds pretty good right about now.
In that case, thank you. We'll gladly accept the offer.
Sounds good. I do intend to leave today, earlier rather than later.
We'll be ready.
Fantastic. Whenever you're good to go, he kind of like looks at the sky for a moment, and you see his eyes kind of glaze over, and then he shakes his head. It's almost at around 10 in the morning, probably. We'll leave by noon.
Sounds great. Thank you, Sebastian. We'll see you there.
He stands up and he bows to you all and heads out. And as he exits the door, you see something leaps down onto his shoulder.
Something green.
And white.
Tony.
Have Arlani and Nolan been out there cajoling the cat for 10 minutes?
I think so. Maybe we should reconvene with the group. What do you think, Malachi?
Can we just come back?
Yeah.
Maybe we should just get our things together.
Is that possible, DM? Can we just make our way back?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We don't need to keep playing the tag around the city forever.
Yeah.
The party reconvenes outside the inn.
I've been pretty bad at the tag.
Is there anything you guys would like to do before heading to the stables?
Arlani did want to go back inside and retrieve Mallory's staff. She left it there, and she went back and got it.
Oh, I was gonna grab that. Okay, yeah.
Okay, so you have it? Then she would come inside looking for it. So you would see her looking for it.
I just hand it to you.
One more piece to the puzzle here before we take off. Malachard.
He got up.
He's gone. He's AFK at the moment.
Oh shit.
Oh shit. We have a cart left, right? Do you think maybe we can get some sort of horse?
That's not necessary. Nolan was able to bring back Kenny's horse or something's very similar, and we've named it Alistair, so we have one and the cart.
Yes.
Well, we have a cart and a horse. Sebastian was kind enough to offer a ride up to up to Westgate. But I was thinking more for Gundyr and Alistair.
Oh,
It would make his travels easier if he had
really-
our cart and our horse.
Alistair, parting Alistair. What a beautiful irony.
What?
Oh, nothing. You wouldn't understand, Owen.
Well, you would be right about that.
Hey,
Well, no, we had a moment. That's
Ah.
all. You'll get yours. Don't worry.
but
But we have a second. We have to go over to Stalos. Is anybody worried about him? He had quite the form to him.
there are some
feel
things
that-
that we need to do. I don't know if what the I'm sorry, I was kind of toning out the Sebastian conversation, but I recognize now. I think we were mentioning this at the tournament. I have the means of identifying magical items, but I don't have the components to do such.
That's right.
What do you need?
Pearls it was.
I was trying to see if this items that I saw as we were leaving from Mallory might be useful for us, if we could continue her legacy, perhaps. Because she did not meet a very good end, and I feel slightly I do feel guilty about it. To see if this would be useful to us, it would be expensive, though. It would be 100 gold per. But I could do that on any item we run into, if there are interesting items anyone would have us run into it in the future.
Wouldn't such an item be perhaps cheaper in a bigger city, where it might be used more often? Out here, you might find it at a markup, perhaps.
The sooner if we are interested in empowering me to do that for us, the sooner we reap the benefits of having that information immediately. But if we are about to hit the road, I didn't know where we were going next. I assumed Tazir, I guess, so maybe cheaper in Tazir. That is one thing that I wanted to, I guess, talk about.
You seem pretty passionate about that, Alani.
It's knowledge is useful, and I'm being
The
greedy.
spell might keep us alive.
I want to know if Mallory's item here is valuable to us, and if it isn't, then I wanted to make a fake grave of it here for her, where she was put down, as I have no idea where she is from. But so this would be it would be a greedy request for something I would want to do. If it was valuable, it would go with us, and if it didn't, then it would stay here. Was my idea. But
Caven hears you say valuable, and he's like, oh, speaking of value, hold on, I think I can help with this situation. You know, we all had the same goal. You can see him rummaging through pull off his backpack, kind of start rummaging through it. He's like, you know, even though I didn't win the tournament, a friend gave us the gold from the winnings, and I will pick out about 100 gold, and I will hand it to Arlani. Will this do about roughly what we're looking for?
That would be the exact amount if they have such an item here. But is that okay with everyone to spend this on this?
Gold is not a problem.
It's fine by me. If it's important, it's important.
It would benefit us in the long run, for certain.
I think it's best. And I will just look around to see everybody else is thinking about it. Owen.
She looks at Owen.
Sounds like a sound investment.
Since Malach's
As soon as
not
I-
here, we'll have to assume he's okay with it. Then
I will, I'll hand you the 100 gold. Sounds like all is settled then. And I will put the 100 gold into your hand.
that's a lot of money. That's 100 coins.
Well, I guess I would just give you
the
the
2 pound. It's 2 pounds of currency, so she does manage to
Thunk!
Thank you. I will go see if I can procure this now, and hopefully there's someone in town that is having one available. We are
Like-
near a lake, so maybe it's possible.
Escort. You seem
If someone would like to come, you are free to do such.
Caven. Would you like or Owen? Would you?
Excuse me?
Owen. Maybe you should escort Alani through the city.
Owen,
Little waltz.
you do seem very knowledgeable about currency, so your
Absolutely.
knowledge would be very valuable.
Some alone time.
Right, yeah, of course.
Caven just smirks at Nolan when he says that.
Perfect. Then it's settled. We'll be here. We'll settle the cart. Handle the pearl.
And whatever Stalos was needed, that was another. Was there anything
Oh
else?
yes. Yes, we'll go deliver a gift to the Silverwings for their bravery and all of that.
Is there anything else that we need to do while we're still here?
I think that's all that we have left.
Then we will meet at the stables then, where Alistair is waiting.
Yes.
Yep.
But
Let's make haste to make sure we don't miss the.
Sebastian
12 o'clock.
said he was going to leave at noon, so we have to be back by then.
Very well. Then I will follow you, Owen. You probably know the best place to find such a jewelry.
Oh, in this town, I'm just going to walk until we run into something.
To the Silverwings and Nolan and Malakot.
We'll still be early.
I think that'd be a good idea, man.
Yeah, man.
That'd be a good idea, man.
There's a little tolling for us today.
All right.
All right.
So,
So who do you want to
Can
go?
you hear the bell?
Get them.
Arlani and Owen are searching for a pearl.
Yeah, I'm thinking like a spells component shop, and if not, the college,
Carter's with
perhaps.
you guys.
Carter's gonna walk with us. That's fine.
Yeah, he didn't say anything for so long. I forgot he was here. Shoot.
You forgot he existed.
I
What
forgot
is wrong with you?
Well, he hasn't said anything for
No, it's okay.
the entire dialogue. I forgot.
As we walk out, I'm gonna look back and I'm say, "You didn't have anything for breakfast, did you?"
I forgot to eat. That's fair.
First cut we walk to, grabbing some food.
That's not needed. I have something.
What
in my-
about your other piece of bread?
Oh, that thing's cold.
I
The
don't-
rats can have it.
No, I don't mind.
No,
Owen tosses it before you can say anything.
no, it's back at the end. I left it on the table.
Oh.
It was the most edible thing on that table. That's where it's going to stay and decay.
Well, someone's probably gonna clean it and stop it from decaying. But
Right.
Probably.
That's someone
but
who got the eggs and was like,
You-
I'm just gonna trade plates.
You're gonna grab. You're gonna get some stall food, some warm stall food.
all right. Anything in particular? Just the first one you come across?
On the lookout for
Yeah, it's just the first one.
Jewelry doesn't usually fluctuate in price. It's usually stable in most places. So
Yeah.
it's one of these weird items in the DMG. So usually the value you get is the value you get.
Yeah, you'd hope that.
Where did you disappear?
Well, that's
to?
what it states in the Dungeon Master Guide. So you don't.
Alani, where did you disappear to this morning?
And Carter's with us, right? With me and
Yeah.
Owen? Right.
Hmm?
Sorry about that earlier. I needed to collect myself. There was a lot of scenes I needed to process. I saw Lilith actually for a moment.
You
in
saw.
time.
I'm sorry. You saw who? You saw Lilith?
I saw Lilith, but
And-
she asked a few questions and then she left, and then I kind of got back in a funk, and then when I realized I should have asked her something, I couldn't find her.
What?
Which is how I found the Malakot. He helped me. Then I guess I was brought to the inn. I kind of toned out a bit there.
You really shouldn't go out on your own. For the town, even though Father Adams is gone, it's still quite in turmoil.
There's
Bastards just roving around.
There were two actually that approached me. Malachite helped me against them actually. Two recognized me from yesterday when I was trying to stop them from killing the potential innocent cultists. So there are people on the lookout for, and she gestures to her horns. Are you okay, Carter? Did you sleep well? Do you feel better?
I'm fine. I barely remember even going unconscious. It happened very...
Are there any lingering concerns, problems with yourself post this?
Did he manage to get by my spell?
No, he wasn't. I think by the time we got there, the spell was still up, and he was distraught. It seemed that the memories of his true life came back when the father was gone.
We have something, I guess, to share with you, but I just want to ask one more time, because someone did say that you were trapped inside the crystal for a long time without air, and that it could be lingering effects. I'm just curious, are there any lingering effects from that? Do you have full control of your body? Is anything missing?
There is a noticeable pause before he answers. I'm fine.
Carter, I'm sorry we didn't get back sooner. Maybe I can help heal that. Help you find someone to heal that.
I'm fine, Alani. Don't worry about it. All of it will be worth it once we get our record.
Hopefully.
Well, we should tell you what we saw from our side, and then what we saw when we came back, and I'll go into a recant of our exploits going through Mallory's death.
You did miss quite the fight. I missed quite the fight for half of it also.
So Arlani will give into pretty broad detail about the events that happened. She'll kind of skip over the Kuatoa being killed by her comment. But she will regale their side of the event, and then coming up to him and having to make the choice. Apparently, Caven had to make a choice, and her and Owen were trying to free him out, and they were really spent, and they were out of resources, and temple collapsed. Lilith came out anyways. There was an injury on Alistair that was like a curse, and she's saying this out loud in front of Owen. The entire thing, right? That like this, and he seemed to have been struck by debris, according to Lilith, but there was some kind of like magic afflicting him. So maybe some runoff from the temple ceiling doesn't make sense though, because that would be conjuration. I don't know how it could make a curse, and so there's like a hiccup when she's presenting this information. Does Owen comment on any of this at this point?
No, he's definitely trying not to look back at you. He seems to be trying to keep his gaze in the distance, kind of like scouring for a pearl shop or whatever. He's trying not to look back.
Well, I suppose it could be because of the connection he had with the father. Perhaps some sort of failsafe in case he ever betrayed him.
Feedback, perhaps, I guess, but it was so weird. His body stitched itself. There was signs of evocation to heal, but it wasn't healing. I don't...
This did happen after he freed me, you said. It might have been when he didn't have enough power to stop it from happening.
I guess maybe he sacrificed too much to free you, maybe. And he did linger with Lilith, so maybe whatever happens then caused it. I don't know. But he did get Lilith out, but she seemed so confused, and then she was very hurt after everything, and I think she's quite mad at all of us, and then I'll go into talking about the town and the citizens, and then on the witch hunt, and then get up to.
As you're describing that, you guys reach a shop that has a symbol of like a diamond on the front of it, but even the sign itself is broken. You can see the door is broken off its hinges. This shop looks totally looted. Well, that sounds about right.
What more to be expect?
So, there's some semblance of order. Some people are still settling out there, but obviously there is chaos spreading.
I'm going to. The thing's just busted open, isn't it?
Yeah, the door's just off its hinges.
Okay, I'm just gonna go inside and kind of poke around. Hello? Anybody still in here?
As you step through, you get sort of a pungent odor coming from the back room. It is a familiar one to someone of your regards,
Oh, fuck.
your veteranship.
Okay, both of you stay out there.
Carter currently has the door in his hand, and he's holding it up to the hinge, and he's trying to cast a spell to mend it.
I don't think that's necessary, but
Do you want? I can help you with that.
No, both of you, you especially, stay out there.
I'm just going to hold this door for him does that help you?
Yes, sir. And he's just repairing the door so that it's on its hinges again.
Mm-hmm. So
I'm gonna just check in the back, and it's exactly what I think it is, right?
It is the corpse of a tiefling male. He looks elderly.
Okay.
Scattered amongst the room, you can see there's several small, beads. It looks like they ripped a necklace out of his hand and it broke.
Oh, this is unfortunate. I bend down and pick up a bead. I would have paid you good money for this.
Some
Is it
sort of greenish see-through bead.
Let's see. Okay, well, it looks like we aren't getting anything in here.
There could be
just
something
a
still
quick,
there, though.
Yeah, can I do a quick cursory glance? Anything that wasn't touched? Any chance I can find a pearl here?
Roll an investigation.
Come on, Owen, you're a noble. You gotta be good at this. It's like the first roll of the night almost here.
No, that's pretty bad. That is a 13.
There was intimidation earlier. 13.
Oh wait, no, we leveled up. 14.
14. Looking about the room, it seems to be ransacked in its entirety. You can see there's several large shelves pushed over and broken. Anything that looks like it was worth more than a gold was taken.
Yeah, it was taken.
Even the utensils, you can see somewhere on the shelf where there's a dust imprint. What would have been a magnifying glass has been just banged.
Is there sometimes they have covers for the tables, like table covers, just anything I can just drape over this body?
There's curtains out front. They're tattered, but
no. But then I'm gonna have to answer questions.
You're gonna have to answer questions at some point.
No.
You're with Arlani. There's no way you get out of this without being interrogated in its entirety. You'll be lucky if you don't get emotionally tortured.
I am going to walk out to close the door to the back room firmly behind me, walk to the front, and say, "There's nothing to see here anymore. There's no anything of value was taken, and there's no one we can even buy from at the moment."
It's so sad. I mean, this was someone's livelihood, right? And all of it's
These
gone
things
now.
happen in times of turmoil. It's almost human nature.
Such good scenes can come out of humans, and such bad scenes can. Okay, let's go. I guess I would like to leave.
Oh, well, this door closes quite nicely now.
Kata did a really good job preparing it. It would have been a very cute shop.
I'm going to lock the door and close it behind us.
All right. Across the city, in a much larger establishment, at the gate of the Silver Wings base, you are greeted by a guard.
I was hoping you can get one last talk with your friend here, Stalos, and deliver his gift.
Of course. Malika, would you come with me?
What did you say, Nolan?
Oh, no. Well, basically filling you in. We are at the gates of the Silver Wing, as I have taken you, Haven, with us, so you can deliver a trinket to your good friend Stalos and check on his well-being before we leave town. I know how you care for him so much.
All right. I make my way to the front of the Silver Wings. And it's not an issue, not a problem. I wave over to the guards.
You've given him the medallion now, right? He's seen it because he's gonna give it.
Yeah, I gave it to Malakar to give to Stalos.
Okay.
Yes. This is that unique one that came from Razzle.
Correct.
Yeah.
Golden one.
Yes.
Malika, good. Sure, we've had to keep it locked down during the night. Things weren't quite as we'd hoped. A lot of people suddenly came to us expecting us to do something. And they were mad when we kept our neutrality. Please, come in. Alice is conscious.
Wonderful.
No comment. He just.
Well,
Did Malcolm just make his way through? Doesn't say anything.
You were led to what you're aware as is the medical ward, essentially. There's these 3 rooms, and they take you into the first one. Inside, Stalos is unarmored. Nolan, this is a sight for you. He's quite the physical specimen. If Goodman was still here, this man's arm would be perfect. He is a muscular man.
I start to cry a little bit. A tear forms in my eye and dribbles down.
The only downside is his torso seems to be wrapped up in bandages pretty heavily, though it is tight in order to keep the wounds compressed, so you can see his features.
Now that is a hero.
And he's got kind of like a hospital blanket thrown over his lower body at the moment. But as you enter, he looks up at you. Malik, glad you're still here.
Carlos, of course I would not leave without saying goodbye.
We did it.
I would like to walk over and I would like to look at his bandages, look over at him, and see how well he's doing.
Medicine?
Oh, okay. Well, if you so like
Right.
I'll roll if you want me to.
I will
21.
He's got 21 broken bones.
Oh,
So, yeah, several of his ribs would be broken. Though, as far as you're aware, medical-wise, there's nothing you can do for that other than keep them in place and stop him from moving much. Along with that, though, you pick up on he seems to be suffering from an infection. The wounds are inflamed red, and he has a bit of a temperature, like when you inspect the wounds.
would regular healing be a way to get rid of this?
I think you would need to. You would need a means of curing a poison or disease.
lesser restoration.
If only you knew some sort of druid.
Or he could cast it himself if he has it, and there's a paladin with you who can.
Oh yeah, that's
do
true.
it for 5 player hand points.
No worries. The doctor's
Nolan?
recover.
Oh, Malakard, how are you? How is he?
Point over at you.
Yes.
Nolan,
Yes. Malakard. What?
do you know anyone that could help with the disease in an infection?
You're speaking to somebody who's immune to such things, but of course I could.
Well, if you are immune to these things, do you have something that could help him?
Malakard, don't worry so much, okay?
Are you trying to say that I'm diseased?
Oh, hush up, you! And I put my hand
Talos!
over
Whoa,
it.
Nolan.
What?
Talos.
What?
When did you learn to have the ability to read minds?
Sorry, I thought you could only reply once. You were having a full conversation.
I have been pointing at him this whole time!
I've been watching your finger just surge.
And I've been responding by mouth the whole time.
Alright, forget I talked, and then he dies.
And then he dies.
No.
Wait, what?
I will walk calmly up to Stalos and I say, "You are quite a warrior. I will. It pains me to see you in such a condition right now. I saw you at your peak. Did you let that gentleman beat you?"
He is genuinely taken back by that remark, but he doesn't get mad. His eyes just kind of glance away.
Oh, don't worry, friend. I understand what you had to do, but I would love to see you at your peak once again. So I'll put my hand on his rib cage and press on it a little bit, but put 5 points of lay on hands to cure any disease that he might have.
Almost immediately, his fever starts to go down.
I say, "Do you feel better now? Do you feel like a warrior?"
I mean,
Rise, Stalos.
He still has broken
The doctor in the
bones.
room like raises both his hands, like, no, not yet. He is not ready to stand.
Ah, let him be who he's meant to be.
He has broken ribs still, too.
Oh, the simple setbacks. He is a perfect specimen.
TM, would I know if I were to heal him using, maybe spell slots or things? Would this help the healing process, or let's just say speed up the healing process of his broken bones?
I mean, if you want to focus your healing magic over the bones, it might speed it up a bit.
Wait.
This is still probably something that'll take him, like, at minimum a month to get over in its entirety.
So if I were to, let's just say, 3, 2.
How many spell
Spend
slots?
a decent amount of spell slots to heal his wounds.
Four level 1s
If-
and 3 level 2s, DM. Will that be enough to fix the problem?
2 level.
I swear, he wasn't going to have us fight anything, but now we're going to fight something.
It might get him to the point where he can at least see you guys off at the stables.
Oh, shit.
Alrighty, let's see how good I can roll these 3d8s plus 3.
3d8s.
Oh, yeah.
You have to get a certain amount of HP into him before he can get up.
You overheal him and he explodes. You kill him.
Hey, an extra arm grows from his torso.
17.
You place your hand on his head, and light begins to shoot from his eyes and his mouth, and he goes, "Ah! Ah!" And he explodes.
Yes.
He was a girl!
He was perfect.
you you variant him again. No, all right. Yes, you hold your hand over his chest, and this sort of light glow pulses through his body repeatedly. He reaches up and feels his ribs. It's a start.
It's a start. You have the snake to kill, my friend. Rise.
Rise!
Another
I put 5 more layer healing.
No. Don't do this, guys.
Do it.
Hey, it's getting better. It's getting better. 22.
All right. As you focus in, you're able to find the area where the spear, the lance punched through and shattered his ribs, and you're able to use your magic in order to heal the gaps between it. He is still.
Unfortunately, the rib was pointed the wrong way, so that's the way it was healed.
He's still.
John, put some pressure over here, Malakard.
I know if I say he's still not perfect, you're gonna just
Back away, healers. Back away. We will
Round
fix
3
him.
electric boogly.
Do it. Another hit.
Oh! It's pretty good. 15 level 2 spell slot.
Oh, very good. Very good. Very good.
In total, you've pumped over 50 health into him.
I will beat Owen this day.
Yes.
He's going to sit up, holding his chest.
There you are.
Stalos, are you still hurt?
We're gonna get ambushed on the road.
How does it feel, Stalos?
Don't.
Now, Mr. Krabs.
Give it to him now. Maybe that'll finish it. Give him the trinket. Give it to him.
What trinket?
Nolan.
What?
How are you feeling, Mr. Stalos?
Oh, okay. Sorry. Of course. Back away.
Getting a little carried away over there.
I thought my apologies here.
I'm feeling better.
Can you stand?
He'll put his hand on the edge of the bed and slide himself out. And he sits up for a moment before standing.
No winces of pain, nothing should be worried about.
What? No, I'm just backing up, looking on in awe.
No, as he's standing up, there's like
You're
no
so
wince
creepy.
and pain or anything from him. There's no like.
Owen is in pain.
He does seem to be like, like it's exhausting for him to do. He takes in like a deep breath through his nose before breathing out. First whole breath I've been able to take.
Malakard's hands is like right next to him, just waiting. His hands out, like palms open.
I don't think it'll be necessary.
It's good to see you on your two legs again.
Well then, I appreciate this parting gift.
Now that Stalos is up and walking in the real way, I think this will be the perfect time to Malakard reach into his pocket and hand him the trinket. I think this would be best left in your hands.
It belongs to Aldrich.
As people will say, the old razzle dazzle.
Huh? No,
Jokes, I know.
Aldrich.
it belongs to the leader of the Silverwing.
I kind of say to myself, that would be you.
He looks at you for a moment, and then like the doctor in the room, like kind of pulls down his mask and goes,
I won't say anything.
he grips it a bit.
Well, it's supposed to be passed down anyways. Leader dies without finding a successor. I suppose this has nowhere to actually go. Thank you.
Problem. I think you might want to talk with Aldrich, by the way. I don't think he likes his position too much anyways. I think, in fact, you would probably be taking a whole load off his shoulders if you took it back. I'm just saying, continue.
I would have to beat him in battle.
Well, I think that would be quite easy. I think the last time you were holding back your punches just a little bit. It's just noticeable.
You remind me of Lilith, Nolan.
Oh, well, that's not the worst compliment I've ever gotten, but it's good. It's good. Thank you. She is a fighter.
How long until you're leaving?
Fairly quickly, actually. We have business to take care of. I don't know if Malakard would like to join us, or watch over you. What is it, Malakard? Are you part of our party now?
Nolan, you have to remember your other mission is the reason why I came here.
You are correct, but I don't know. You seem very connected to Stalos. I didn't want to pull you away from anybody, but I would enjoy your company a little bit more.
I am pretty sure Stalos doesn't need a babysitter.
No, he doesn't.
He's a strong.
Nolan, you, however, though.
Oh, Caven. Amongst such beauty as you two, I must say this is quite a glorious day.
Nolan.
What?
There are three of us here.
Yes, well, you know. I will say to Stalos, yes, I think we need to get you in your peak position. Your bout against the snake must probably wait a little bit. I think it's time to stop being neutral.
Well,
this
as much
town
as I'd
needs
love
order.
to help.
Well, I've noticed in my weakened state as we came back holding Father Adam's head, this town has collapsed into a state of disorder and recklessness. I think they need a leader, and I think you're just who they need.
Nolan, please.
Why?
Understand when I tell you this. I'm terrible at the game of politics.
You're not
But
needed in politics, you just need it for order.
this land isn't up for claims. Baldric will be here soon. And if I'm a de facto leader, he will view me as no different than the speaker.
What if I were to tell you that we were going to speak with Baldric soon?
And have him send people down quickly.
But what would you say if I were to deliver a message that the town is in your hands? We left it in, well...
I would very much appreciate you not.
Well, let's just say hypothetically.
I would immediately relinquish it.
Why? You're graceful,
I
you're elegant, you're
am not trying
perfect
to fight.
skeletal structure. You're perfect for a leader. Why would you turn it down?
It is
I'm
quite
a
simple.
mercenary.
It is
You're
quite simple.
not a
Nolan.
mercenary, you're a great man. You held off while we delivered the town into freedom in which it been collapsed into a chaos, which might have been a mistake, but we could fix it.
If
You
he
could
were
fix
to be the leader of this village or town, who would be the leader of the Silver Wings?
Why not both?
For one, I'm not either.
Not
Right.
yet.
No, it's just
Yeah.
Aldrich is a
For
speed
two.
bump. Okay, it's not gonna be hard.
I
Okay,
am not a leader.
What does that make me, Nolan?
Nolan, Caven, listen.
He whooped my ass.
Well, did he though?
Magic
far as I
was used against you, Kavan.
Yes, I do believe
No.
there was so much going on at that moment.
Still, the man fought fair.
Not really.
Could one of you summon Aldrich in here and we could speak in person? I feel like we're talking behind his back. I think we can handle this, sort this out here.
I'm sure he's got enough on his hands right now, don't you think?
I
Paperwork.
appreciate your vote of confidence, Nolan. I'm not the leader of a town. I am barely the leader of the Silver Wings. Our real leaders went out to war, left Razzle in charge, who had a meeting with the speaker,
I got it!
and left me in charge.
I understand what we must do.
What?
Aldrich can be the leader of the town, and you can be the leader of the Silverwing. Holy shit. What about that?
He grabs his forehead with his index and his thumb and drags them together.
I'm just
It is
trying
okay, Stalos.
to throw it out there. I mean,
No amount of healing will heal this pain. I've tried.
sorry. Caven, come on, brainstorm.
No, can't you
I
show him
think
that the fates say something that isn't involving the Silver Wing becoming a political player in this?
Alright, well, I was just saying, I personally believe that.
Caven's gonna bump Nolan as he's talking. Maybe it's not a great idea to keep Arlani and them waiting,
Okay, well, hash it out. But I don't want to miss your one-on-one with the Snake Man, but I
He'll
don't
kill me right now.
know he wouldn't. You would mop the floor with him. I saw your sword swiping skills, and now that I see your body in its full capacity.
Oh, look, there's a skeleton cat out there.
Where? Let's go.
All right. The four of you exit the building and head towards the stables, where you've agreed to meet. At this time, Arlani, Owen, and Carter head towards the stables. You have all
Can I-
reconvened.
Can I do one thing?
What the fuck do you want to do?
I'm sorry. Never mind. I don't want to do anything.
No, what do you want to do?
Did we not find a pearl vendor anywhere?
No, not in this town.
Okay, I want to once we give up, like once we're farther away, I want to cast locate object and think of a pearl worth 200 gold, and then see if I can feel any twinges as we walk back.
It's gonna be
You are
like an
unable
old lady's
to.
necklace. Always gonna
as-
be like, I'm gonna take
As
it.
you're heading back, when you pass, can it be that vague? It's just any pearl worth 200 for locate object.
The spell can locate an object of a particular kind, such as a certain kind of apparel, jewelry, furniture, tool, or weapon.
All right.
I only need
so-
100 gold pearl, right? 100. Not 200.
Yeah,
Oh,
Whoa, it's Owen.
It's 100. I said 100.
Rum?
I heard 200. It's
Oh no,
more.
I said 100.
Okay, but he was going for gold.
I
No.
heard 200.
Owen's
And apparently
expensive.
Yeah, I
lost
did
it.
too.
Yeah, other, okay.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Only peasants
100.
use
I just
100
need
gold.
100.
As you're walking, you do get the ting of a pearl of that value. You turn your head and you're staring up at the large college.
Oh,
It seems to be
no.
from inside there.
I thought that was one of the places we were going to try.
I thought so too.
Its gates are closed.
Its gates are closed.
And if you tried the gates, they're locked.
Well, I'm not breaking in.
We're not.
We head
Not
back.
yet.
Maybe there's another one within 1,000 feet later on.
Anyways, you arrive at the stable.
DM'd out.
You've reconvened as a group. Stalos is there. Carter's there. Sebastian sees you all. He has Terrence on his shoulder, and he opens. I'm glad you could make it. So I was speaking with my people, and they say that my carriage probably couldn't hold. He motions his finger around 8 people with a single horse, and they don't have another one. So unless you guys have your own, perhaps we might have to think of something else. Unless people don't mind walking, but then in what point is it like kind of defeats the purpose?
It does, doesn't it?
We have our own. No problem.
Oh. Alright then. We'll ride side by side for some time until our paths split.
Yes.
Where are you heading, Sebastian?
To Westgate.
Westgate.
Me and Terrence are going to get a boat there and head back to the guild hall.
We are headed to Tazia, so we are heading north for a bit with you then.
He pulls out his map and like drags his finger. Yes, about here on the road. Remind us of at what point you are turning off. If anything, all the travels and being an archaeologist, one thing I have gotten good at is knowing at which point to turn off a road. Because you might be surprised to find out, but none of these ancient temples hidden away in time have roads leading to them.
I gasp at the idea.
Right.
That is a very useful skill. Thank you for keeping an eye out for us. So who is going to go into which wagons to lighten the load?
Well, I'm supposed to sit on the front of mine, and I have a keg of water here. But I can hold 3 people back there on mine. Yours looks like a prisoner transport, let's be honest. Yeah. You might be able to store a 4 to 5 back there.
I'd be happy to go with your cut, Sebastian, if that's fine with you.
What did we decide to do with Alistair and his dad?
Oh, they left way. Yeah, they left early in the
long
morning
ago.
when
They
I.
figured-
Yeah, so
They
we have
figured
no
their
idea
own
where
thing
they are.
out.
Yeah, we don't know where they are.
Perfect.
I look around. Lola's not around, is she?
No.
She's not.
Okay.
I love that smile, Mike.
Unfortunately,
What smile?
You know what I'm talking about.
we could not find the pearl to do the
No.
identification. Unfortunately,
It seems anything of value in this town has been looted as soon as the
what?
chances arose.
Well, at least, on a brighter news, Stalos is in a lot better shape now, thanks to Nolan and Malachi.
It's looking fantastic as always.
Did you do something to help him?
Oh, no.
They used a ridiculous amount of magic.
It was a moderate
That's
amount.
Stalos talking to us, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, oh he's
That
here.
sounds
Oh,
like them.
jeez.
Yes.
Yeah, he walked with it. He's seeing them off.
All right.
They healed him enough that he could see them off.
Yes.
I'm glad that you survived the ordeal. Thank you for covering that flank for us.
Cool.
Sorry about
Thank you for completing your part of the task, too.
If it wasn't for you, Stalos, we wouldn't have been able to complete this situation, this task. Thank you, and I'll shake his hand.
I didn't even fight the speaker. That was your 2.
My condolences to your loss of a friend. He was
Appreciate it.
saved, unfortunately.
You'd be proud of what you're doing, Stalos.
Like
Let's just hope this war ends soon. Leading the Silver Wing is a lot more paperwork than worth.
Oh, but isn't Alec the leader of the Silver Wings right now?
Yeah, I just can't imagine that lasting much longer. Whether I fight or not.
No. Skeletal
No, I
structure.
am the lowest
Yeah.
rank, I suppose. I'm a mere squire of the Silver Wing right now. Maybe not even. I might just be a trainee. I haven't filled out the proper paperwork.
Oh, God damn.
You guys use a lot of paper for people in the desert.
Hey, being mercenaries requires a lot of contracts.
Well, then we have everything that we can get, so that's us,
Everyone aboard.
Caven will hop up on Sebastian's cart.
Our car could barely hold the 5 people we had originally, right? We actually had to have 2 people walk when we had 7. So
you
it
did
can-
have more
Yeah.
supplies back then, though.
Yeah,
Mm,
we sold a lot of it.
okay.
With the 2 carts, you'll all be able to be on a cart.
Does it not matter which carts we get onto, specifically?
It's up to you.
I think it's like 3 on one and like 5 of another we can do.
We don't have 8 people, though.
Oh, you don't?
We have, it's us 5 plus Carter, and
I know, but
and then
that's how many
Sebastian.
seats are available.
Yeah,
There's
right.
3 seats available on Sebastian's and
Oh,
5
so basically,
on
just,
ours.
it's just if just one of us goes over to Sebastian's cart, then we're pretty much safe. But Sebastian's cart is nicer, Owen.
It is nicer.
Yeah.
Hopefully Lilith will find her own way.
Like as we're kind of getting ready,
Who says this?
Carter
Owen
did.
is kind of looking over his shoulder as we kind of get set up.
She did help in the task.
Okay.
Uh,
As Malachard's making his way to Stalos, to basically talk to him on a one-on-one, you would hear, or Carter, based off how close Carter is, Malachard under his breath, I do not believe that the place here is good for 6 feet graves. After that comment of
cryptic.
Carter, is Ian making his way over to Salas.
I'm not optimistic. More worried. I suppose if she doesn't just try and tag along with us from a distance, then she'd try to oppose us. And after watching the fight with the speaker, I think she could kill us.
Alani just
You obviously did not see the fight with their father.
Caven, you went with Sebastian.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm gonna go over there too.
Arlani will be on the cart with Alistair.
Alright.
Alistair. Okay.
Carter will look at the 2 carts, then look at Nolan. Which one does Nolan get on?
Carter, pull up a chair. Right here in the back of this cart.
Which card did you do that in?
You have to forgive me, Nolan. Being encased in the light has left me fatigued even today. I would like to be close to the water that Sebastian's bringing.
Okay.
And he's gonna climb into Sebastian's cart.
No problem, Carter. No problem. God, I miss Goodman. And I'll get in the car.
Malachard, are you joining us over in this cart then?
Yes, your cart. With Alistair, of course.
If you can give me a moment, Alani.
Oh, just wanted to make sure that's okay. Then, spots are situated then.
As I make my way over to Stalos, I pat him on the shoulder. Keep in mind, Stalos, you are still recovering. Don't do anything stupid, like fight the lizard man.
Things weren't good on the card with him. He's a warrior like me. He's not an assassin. He'll wait until I'm capable. There has to be some amount of code in a man willing to accept a duel rather than kill me that night.
Well, I am just telling it not out of him, but for you.
You're right. I do suppose if he did confront me, I would accept.
Even in the state that you are. Yes, I know you that well enough, Talos. Do me a favor and try to keep in touch.
Well, I hope whatever it is you're hoping to get from this, you get.
I hope so as well.
He's gonna give you like a pat on the shoulder and then a one-armed hug before taking a few steps back. Safe travels.
Safe travels to you, Talos.
Do you get on the cart?
I don't get out of the cart and I go walk in the sunset. No, I'm joking. I get on the cart.
Fantastic.
I will find the seat next to Arlani.
All right. And who's piloting the car Arlani's on?
Probably no
I'll
one.
do it. I'll do it.
All right.
It's his steed, so it
I mean, it
responds to
is
him really well.
Yeah.
He doesn't even really need to. Can't you like speak telepathically?
Yeah, I speak telepathically with Alistair. I say, "All right, you shit.
All right, you shit.
I don't like the name at all, but you know what? We'll learn to like it.
Yes. He looks back at you and goes, I hate it.
It's all right.
Doesn't talk. I refuse to. I don't know if it can talk.
It can't.
All right, good.
It understands, and it cannot telepathically communicate back to him. It's
All right, good. All right. As you're on the cart, Sebastian, he looks at you and he gives you a thumbs up, and Terrence also holds up his paw and sticks one of the fingers out.
Please let me change cards now.
And then he pulls off.
Owen, did you want to switch positions with Owen over there?
No, too late. He's already riding away.
All right, well, I'm on the cart.
All right. And the two carts.
Alani will say, Zeus thinks that it's a multi-day trip, so there is an opportunity to change seats later if anyone wants.
All right, it's okay.
It's okay. Like tears are like drowning down his face. He's like,
Alistair here. Look at him. He's so precious and new beginnings, Arlani. New beginnings. All right.
God damn it.
All right. So, the two carts begin to head towards the exit of the city, and
Sebastian's
as they
on top of ours, right? Like he's like running it, like our cart.
Yeah, humming the reins.
Yeah. Okay.
be gone.
Imagine so. Ooh. Oh.
And as the two carts pull away from the city gates, we'll call it tonight. We'll call the episode tonight.
Okay.
The two carts heading off into the sun in the distance.
I have to remember I want to talk to
adventuring
Kaven.
group
Each person
on its last leg of the Galewright quest.
Kaven, we have a conversation to have next time.
Oh, absolutely. This is
the distance ahead of them unknown. Will the fog come back? Will Boldrick give them their so desperately needed artifact?
Will we be ambushed and have no healing spells whatsoever?
Will that elven assassin kill them on the streets? Will Lilith return?
Will Alani and Owen actually confess their love for each
Will
other?
Galewright actually
Where
give
is
them
this
their
coming
reward?
from? We haven't spoken.
And most importantly, will Terrence survive?
We don't know.
Find out next time.
So yeah, during all this comments as they're making this, you just gotta imagine that every character's getting the screen like kind of temporarily on them as they're doing their last like thought about the process of succeeding in Tenziramon, right? So
Yeah.
Nolan. Oh, so good, bro.
Owen's probably like looking at the back of his fingernails, like, oh, I got a chipped nail or something like that, right? And Kaven would have.
Thank you everyone for playing. That is tonight's episode of Galewright a Quarter Unnamed Campaign 2, as it's actually canonly called.
Yeah, get right accord. So thank you
No,
for
Unnamed
tuning
Campaign
in
2.
to session 9.
Unnamed Campaign 2.
Apparently the bot being removed changes the positions of all the cameras. But thank you for tuning in to Galewright Accord Session 9. This is the last single-digit episode. Thank you for tuning in to right next Saturday back to normal time, so provided nothing terrible happens. 1 p.m.
We'll
on
see
Saturday.
you all tomorrow.
We'll see you. And
No.
remember,
Tomorrow.
don't trust the Dungeon Master. Good night, everyone.
I'm in campaign 2.